This is the Troll Patrol, live with Justin Freakin.
What in the fuck is going on today? PP girl, good evening or good afternoon. No sound? Do you have sound? I was having tech issues, but everything looks right on my end now. Oh, okay, cool. Everything's cool. All right. Breaking news, we have shots fired outside of Trump's golf course. Trump is apparently okay. The only reporting on this is coming from the Trump campaign, though. This is sounding fishy. We're gonna stick with it here. They should, if there was some sort of event happening, I think it was in New Jersey at his Bedminster, then we will have a local news crew on the scene, hopefully, shortly. But, like, right now, there's no reporting on it. You guys are hearing it. The Trump campaign said it, like, 15 minutes ago. But I have confirmed that that is true. I saw a tweet from a reporter. I've confirmed from other sources. The campaign has said that there were shots fired outside of Trump's golf course, I believe in Bedminster. I'm not exactly sure. But we're going to find out. We're going to stick with it. We'll find out what that news be doing. I'm a cat. I can confirm that it is being reported by CNN. It's being reported by several other outlets that the Trump campaign has said that shots have been fired outside of a Trump golf course. We'll get a AP, ABC News, somebody that is live currently. And plus, after we get finished with this, I got a car chase for you, because of course I do. Boy, do we have a wild Troll Patrol for tonight. So currently, NBC News is on break right now. Let's see if we can get ABC News and Fox Live. They're usually on top of things. Yep, here we go.
Two sentences. President Trump is safe following gunshots in his vicinity. No further details at this time. Former President Trump was at his golf club today.
Oh, I guess in Florida.
A day of rest as he is expected to head back on the campaign.
Or at least they're showing in West Palm Beach. This is at Mar-a-Lago.
Security has been ramped up even further, especially after the assassination attempt on
Hot Coffee, Sky Comet,
Butler, Pennsylvania on July 13th. That is where he
DJ Dub, PB Girl, Lazy Eye.
That is where
Mama Cat.
Matthew
Welcome in, everyone.
Able to scale a building and fire at former President Trump and the crowd behind him. A number of people.
I don't know. I would hold out your judgment on this.
President Trump himself was.
I wouldn't put it past the Trump campaign
to follow this.
To plant such a story.
In just moments, we are expecting
the attempted assassination on him in June. Or was it July?
What we're going to do is we're going to step away.
Locomotion. JustinFREAKIN here with you.
Live now from Fox and.
Was Dick Cheney nearby?
By Scott Duffy.
That's a deep cut.
Stay with us.
Yeah, we don't have any details. We don't have any live reporting. Stick with us. Within like 10 minutes, there will be a local news crew on the scene. Kanye, what's up, my friend? This is the last thing I needed today. ABC News not reporting on it. NBC News not reporting on it. Fox was the only one carrying the story thus far. Let's go to a local Florida station. They're currently covering traffic I find it hard to believe that shots fired in the vicinity of the former president running for office isn't going to be a huge story within the next 10, 15 minutes. Lenny, good afternoon. Mitochondria. I do indeed have a car chase that we will watch following this. There's 2 or 3 of them I really want to watch. So you might get one this afternoon. You might get another one tonight on the show. So yeah, this is Local 10 out of Florida. They're covering weather and traffic. They have not broke in to cover the former president. We don't know that it was an attempted assassination. This is the United States, and that is Florida. Gunshots in the vicinity doesn't necessarily mean they were aiming for Trump, that Trump was under attack or anything like that, because once again, it's just another day in mass shooting USA. Vicinity being the key word. That's what I was figuring. Let's go back to the Fox News reporting here.
Breaking news at this hour. Time right now is 2:56 Eastern, 11:56 Pacific. The breaking news is this. We do know that former President Trump is safe after there were multiple gunshots in his vicinity as he was at his golf course just moments ago. I did want to share the very latest information with you as we have learned that he is safe. That is according to
You just said that.
But these are the latest social media posts right here, as we know that former President Trump was at the Trump National Golf Club in West Palm Beach, Florida. And this very latest update from the Secret Service that the Secret Service...
No, I am a
County Sheriff's
Marxist Maoist that believes that everyone should have a gun.
This is according to the New York Post. The Secret
Maoists say that landlords
near Donald Trump
see the barrel of a gun.
West Palm Beach, Florida. That is
Mark said any attempt to disarm the proletariat should be exhausted by any means necessary.
As they do acknowledge this, they are investigating an incident involving Trump that occurred shortly before 2 p.m. It says the former president is safe.
The most anti-Second Amendment person I've ever seen in politics in the last few years has been Donald Trump.
Palm Beach, Florida, according to
ironically
from the New York Post.
Are you a dumb fuck Trump supporter, Carol?
Fire outside.
Come on, Carol.
In West Palm Beach, Florida. The sources say the shooters were targeting each other and the gunfire was not targeting Trump.
Yep,
sources
there we go.
Say that the former president was never in any danger. And
so it was 2 assholes on the golf course
outside the club that is known for high crime. But
they got into it with each other. Oh, they weren't on the golf course. They were just right outside the golf course.
Shot the former president at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania on July 13th. Trump was wounded in the ear. The Secret Service called to testify. The director resigning immediately.
I feel like that's what the
a testimony.
The statement from the campaign was meant to evoke.
Service.
Holiday, good evening.
Thomas Matthew Crooks was somehow able
afternoon.
to a building and fire shots at the former president and at the crowd as well. To speak more about this breaking news, I do want to bring in Scott Duffy, who is a former FBI
Scott Duffy.
Scott, thank you for taking the time to join us on this breaking news.
Yeah, thank you, and good afternoon, Stephanie.
So we know a little bit more information that former President Trump is safe. There was gunfire in his vicinity. According to sources from the New York Post, the gunmen were shooting at each other and not targeting the former president. But still, this is incredibly concerning, especially what happened.
Is it?
Yes, it is. And so with the hearing of this news, it goes to show that the Secret Service responsible for the protection of not only the former president, the current president, and any previous protectee that still has Secret Service protection. It in light of what is just generally happening with shootings and violence across the nation, whether there's an uptick or not remains to be seen, but it goes to show that when any one of these protectees go in any area where there may be a high incident of crime, that they really have to be on guard, just like any other random shooting that could take place. Sometimes those shots, for example, if we're hearing it's true, two people having a dispute and then pulling out guns, sometimes they don't hit their targets, and
that's an American thing.
And if the former president leaving his golf club, it'd be interesting to see after the investigation of where those bullets ended up, and were they in earshot of that shooting.
Earshot.
Yet learned, and as you,
I don't think he even realizes what he said.
How close
Beautiful
was this shooting to the former president? Again, we don't want to speculate, but I do want to ask you this: when it comes
motherfucker said earshot,
the barrier that the Secret Service has around, someone like former President Trump, what is that vicinity? Especially as you mentioned, these high level leaders are out.
This is a big nothing burger. Nothing's happening. We're getting ready to watch a police chase.
So in a circumstance such as this, what is the general premise?
He said earshot
that the Secret Service agents sweep.
Yeah, so you have your inner perimeter, and that's ultimately the golf course is going to be shut down, and then of course you have a pending motorcade of him exiting to wherever he's going to be going. So you have somewhat of a bubble. That's why motorcades travel at the speeds that they do. So it gives anyone that is thinking
we can't survive on nothing burgers
a much lesser chance to be able to hit their target.
I will nurture you with police chase shortly.
Target. So in the same regard, here it seems like the
I will provide sustenance.
Is on the golf
Thank you,
course.
Sim. Curiouser bought this for me
Sunday, and then of course
it might be my favorite bandana I've ever had.
But the Secret Service, especially in light of the attempt assassination a couple of months ago, has definitely tightened that inner perimeter, and then of course exterior perimeter. So you may not have the level of outer perimeter protections that are at least now in place when you have
not high enough for this shit. It's on them, not me. Libertad.
Potential location, garbage cans and whatnot, all those things that come in place in order for the Secret Service to seal and not allow anything, whether it be explosive devices or whatnot. They are constantly sweeping.
I smoked my last bowl of green last night. I might be able to scrape up another one tonight.
With regards to everyday living,
I thought I was going to go this afternoon, but it's probably going to be tomorrow before I can go. Matt, good evening. Good afternoon. I'm used to being on a little later in the day.
Thereby, it's not a necessary a plan that the Secret Service can't do in advance like they would going to a well planned event. So they have their job cut out for them. But
buy one up, tip one back, Mac.
I have seen a couple of months ago. I can tell you the Secret Service, in every regard where I've worked with them, they make sure that they lock things down, and especially in light of what happened a couple of months ago, ensuring that any missteps they have, any vulnerabilities, they're ensuring that that they are low.
From what we can tell, there is nothing going on here. It was like
we're still waiting to hear from the Secret Service itself, as well as the sheriff's office. We do know
shots outside of the golf course. It was two guys. They were in an argument.
Investigation. Likely they're going to.
It was not an attack on Trump.
Details, but from what we know now, at least according to the New York Post and additional sources, can you talk about the fact that
what's Echoplex doing?
Right.
Where are they live with?
Mentioning a lot of these.
Is that media winch? Tell her to raid in here and come in with me.
They want to live their daily lives, and they're very busy. I mean, they're going from, location to location vividly. How do special agents make sure that the areas are safe, or is unfortunately this now just a part of reality that there could be violence nearby, there could be shootings that have nothing to do with, let's say, a former president or a candidate, they just happen to be in the vicinity?
Yeah, I mean, that is ultimately the job of Secret Service, to ensure at the best of their ability that, for example, when you have an organized event, they set up all their magnetometers and their different ways with their advanced teams.
Let me see what Media Winch says.
You're in for a ride, but at least we could fucking swear.
She's just reading the message now.
What time are you going live, Justin?
I'm on now.
Are you going live at 3? Anyways, so let's get going on this thing, and then I'll get Nathan on, and then we'll...
Opinions of shows on
You're on now.
are those of the hosts.
No, I'm not covering Trump stuff. I'm covering other fucking shit.
Those of the staff, management, or advertisers of KCNR.
There was a shooting outside of the Trump golf course.
It's morning again in America.
It's morning again in America.
Radio host.
Men and women will go to work the next
Jenny.
All right, Media Winch and Nathan the Creator, both excellent people. They're doing something else over on Echoplex, so we'll write into them when we're done
One
here.
of their protectees that are out and about in everyday life. There is crime that exists among us, and so they are there to ensure no one is targeted.
There is crime among us.
Any one of their protectees.
Don, good afternoon.
Threat in order to take care of that threat. But then you have every day, whether it be disputes, for example, at the Chiefs parade, right? It came down as a mass shooting for all intents and purposes.
Crime among us seems sus. I see what you did there.
Two individuals that very similar.
They're the only ones covering it, so they're probably like overloaded right now. A lot of people watching that
shooting
channel.
at each other, but of course, bullets don't always hit what they're intended.
This is YouTube. That wouldn't matter.
People get hurt, and so no different than when you have
YouTube can handle the traffic.
president or a protectee of the Secret Service that are out and about living their everyday lives, and you may have crime.
Forgot what I was watching for a second.
Section of a city or wherever it may be, and
Let me see if I can get us a local Florida.
shots are fired and they can hear them. That
News
they
station.
can quickly divert, distract, and get out of that area.
So, Scott, we have yet to hear from the Secret Service or the local authorities. I'm interested, though, from your perspective.
Yeah, that's what I like.
Having been with,
I assume there will be some kind of press conference. If Trump is smart
that you would
for
like
campaign
answered.
purposes, he'll probably give a press conference.
So if they already have some information that it was two people, is anybody in custody first and foremost? Has anybody been injured? And those parties that are heading to the hospital, if they are alive, if somebody had been struck by gunfire, to
If they are alive.
be conducting interviews. And so I would like to know, okay, so shots were fired. It's in the vicinity. Let's determine, and they could quickly determine if those shots were intended
They weren't.
to do harm to the former president.
They weren't.
Or if it just happened to be two individuals or more who took out guns and started shooting at each other, and be able to, if they already don't have a crime scene, and be able to say, okay, this is a isolated incident that had nothing to do with the former president.
What it appears.
And then, of course, information will come out pretty much as a result of interviews that are conducted on scene.
Scott, I do have a question for you, because we have this abstract vicinity. We don't know exactly what vicinity means, but what does it take for, let's say, the Trump campaign, for the Secret
I'm hoping it was on the golf course.
so concerned about
Two bougie ass motherfuckers shooting at each other.
What does that mean? Because there are shootings that happen, unfortunately, all around the United States, near major events, near local leaders. But to raise it to that level of concern, that the Trump campaign issued that statement, that the Secret Service is now involved, that local law enforcement are now involved, does that give you a better idea in terms of how close the gunshots may have been?
Yeah, if I can, Stephanie, several years back, when President Biden was then vice president, there was a shooting in the vicinity. That's how it came out.
Yeah.
And was the lead FBI investigator for shooting in the
Yeah, but
vicinity.
didn't somebody shot like into the
That being the current President Joe
into
Biden.
the White House?
And so
Obama wasn't there at the time, if I remember correctly.
Same as if it was intended to do harm towards the protectee. And so Secret Service doing their investigation. And then, of course, FBI.
Hey, it's good afternoon. Possibly.
Police partners doing.
I don't think it was an assassination attempt. I think it was just two people
responding as if
being
a
Americans.
shooting intended to harm the vice president. And then, as a result of.
Yes, Trump is there. Trump was at the
and
golf
interviews,
course.
et cetera, and to where
I assume it's Mar-a-Lago.
in fact found that it was a shooting that had nothing to do, or what we believe had nothing to do with the former vice president, and it was a shooting thereby just very similar to today in the vicinity of the residence. And so, you know, if you have individuals that are armed and then shooting at each other, whether it be gang violence or just two people who are arguing.
It's just another day in America.
Realize today the plethora.
Carol, did you downvote my video on YouTube?
So I would say the vicinity, at least from what I hear.
How dare you, Carol?
Means somebody probably within the Secret Service.
One fucking downvote.
Can hear those gunshots and thereby reacted. Hey, there's gunshot. And before you can figure out where it's coming from, you quickly react and get the president out of the area. And then, of course, with local law enforcement probably at the same time responding to my guess here, 911 calls coming in for a shooting. And so you're going to probably see that this is a isolated incident which happened to be in the vicinity. The vicinity could be a half mile, hundreds.
Or some kind of harebrained scheme that Laura Loomer cooked out.
Any protected perimeter.
Who thinks he's fucking Laura Loomer now?
So that the FBI special agents could, or the Secret Service, I should say, could actually hear the gun.
Or apparently getting blowjobs. Milo says he's getting blowjobs from her, that he can't perform anymore.
And
You live
it's
in
probably
sexual
about a mile,
anarchy?
but I can hear them from a mile away when they're firing. And so, you know, I would say
I am not here ever. What is up, my friend? Thank you for being a freaking follower.
enough in my career, I can tell that's in the vicinity. That's a distance. That's probably police fire as opposed to gunfire that's erupting as a result of some.
I've seen too many pictures and videos of them being all
venture to say
touchy-feely now.
probably what's going to be here, if in fact they determine it's an isolated incident outside of the golf course.
And she's like his head advisor or some shit.
People
What
are
the hell?
in custody, injured, heading to the hospital. They have a crime scene, and my belief is
2 months ago, the Democrats had resigned themselves to thinking they had lost this election.
quickly.
That's what it seems, Simp.
That
He is his head advisor. Ah ha ha, burrito. I didn't even get it when Simp said it. It was you had to
in light of what happened a couple of months.
put the emphasis on there.
React in such a very strong way.
So, Scott, I want to ask you this.
Earshot, head advisor.
Conversations happening right now in light of what has happened. What are those conversations like when it comes to the Secret Service, when it comes to protecting former President Trump, especially his life was on the line. There was an assassination attempt just about 2 months ago, and now this. It does seem that he was not the intended target, but still, what are those conversations?
It's just amazing how much has changed in the last 2 months.
Yeah, so Secret Service has to make sure that their protectees have full faith in them, and so that's number one, and then of course their families, etc. And then of course what has taken place, even though there are complaints about the snail pace, etc. of the investigation, and I get it, the public is in need of answers, etc. But the Secret Service also wants to ensure, because they are ultimately the sole responsible protectors of these protectees, that they have to ensure internal mechanisms are moving at rapid pace. We may not be hearing about it, but that they are, and making their protectees know
That's a part of the story.
things are changing. For example, you have outside rallies that where you have bulletproof glass or bulletproof protections, etc., that you have additional sniper units, that you just have additional manpower being provided to every one of the protectees, because they realize not only is this a politically it's very tense
Anonymously, thank you for the resub.
on both sides, and so they want to ensure that their protectees feel safe, and that
Also, good afternoon.
hard conversations that are taking place between the Secret Service and the protectees. But at the same time, the Secret Service must be making internal
Well, this is what we're watching right now is Fox News 24/7, or Fox News Now Live 24/7.
to ensure that their protectees are safe.
This is just a news service, and this is not
going to
Fox
happen.
News, the main
We
network.
do have some additional information that we're receiving.
But it is
I just
owned
wanna
by-
point out right here a couple of different points, but according to the Associated Press, and I'm reading this specifically from that, it was not immediately clear whether the reported shots were targeted at the former president. The U.S. Secret Service said it was investigating, that the incident occurred shortly before 2 p.m. The Secret Service saying, quote, the former president is safe. And then, we're talking about roughly 2 months ago that he was shot during an assassination attempt at a rally in Pennsylvania. The bullet
Grazed.
his ear. And I also want to share the very latest with our viewers as we are continuing to take a look at some of the very latest information. And so, again, we appreciate everyone continuing to join us right here. But these are some of the tweets that we are receiving, and I did want to share that with our viewers right here. But there was one that came up, Scott, that I wanted to share with our viewers. And again, this is on a rotation, so we appreciate everyone's patience. It says an AK-47 was discovered in the bushes per local law enforcement. That's according to Donald Trump Jr. And so that's the very latest on that. And I do want to ask you, Scott, what your thoughts are as it relates to all of that. If you could just share that with us.
Exactly, Sim. That's just Florida.
Here,
AK in the bush.
We are having just a bit of technical difficulty. So this is what we're going to do, Scott, and to our viewers there, wherever you are watching, we are going to step away for a 2-minute break. We are going to reset with the very latest breaking news information. We're going to be joined by Scott Duffy again, a former FBI secret special agent, I should say, and we're going to continue this breaking news conversation in 2 minutes. Stay with us.
Lindsey Graham chiming in. You can't have anything involving President Trump without Lindsey Graham going. What a show I have for you tonight. As long as they're in commercial break, let me plug what we're going to be talking about tonight. All the latest Laura Loomer news. I don't even remember. What's the other big story I was going to talk about? I don't even remember. Oh, shit. Let me look at the thumbnail. Remind me what we got that we're gonna talk about tonight. I may get somebody to go. Oh, George Will is endorsing Kamala Harris. That is pretty astounding. One of the most real conservative men in the country. We're gonna talk about Jill Stein, the war of words between Jill Stein and Democrats. Specifically AOC. Gonna play you the video of Perry Farrell and Dave Navarro getting into it on stage. Whole lot of bullshit tonight on the Troll Patrol. Laura Loomer is insane. Like this, I have so many clips I could play for you. It's gonna be hard to wade through them all. And also, like, just a few weeks ago, we played her eating dog food. Now, I have not seen that this has been verified, but some dude actually came out and said that he created a fake company and paid Laura Loomer $100 to eat dog food. I cannot verify that. So you take that with a grain of salt. But apparently the website was registered with GoDaddy like 11 years ago. The company has only existed for a few months. And the dude is apparently known for trolling people. So head back to coverage.
The former president's campaign, and we wanted to share that with you, as it does say
This
that
is the Troll Patrol.
Trump is safe following gunshots in his vicinity. No further details at this time. That's
But despite the fact that I tell you not to
communication
take me seriously,
So I
don't
do
get your
wanna share the
information from
very
me.
latest
I do try to
information
be
on that. To talk more about
as
this,
factual as I
bring
can.
in,
I like
Scott
to
Duffy, although it does seem as though
point out my bias.
a bit of difficulty when it comes to raising that live feed, and it does appear that we might be stuck on this graphic. So what we're
We're
gonna
stuck
do
on the
is
graphic.
stay with this graphic as we continue to work out that technical issue, if you will.
They're having technical issues. I was having technical issues. It's the Gremlins. Sacrificial MILF. Laura Loomer is... somebody called her... something Jigsaw, and I fucking about died. I don't remember what they said exactly. Do not fear. I have 2 or 3 car chases. It should be amazing. And I would say we're watching all 3 of them
Continuing to follow
this afternoon.
breaking news, as the U.S. Secret Service says it is now investigating an incident that occurred shortly before 2 p.m. Eastern Time. What we know now is, according to a local law enforcement official who is speaking on condition of anonymity, there is an ongoing investigation after shots were fired near former President Trump's West Palm Beach golf course.
So it does appear that we have a live shot outside of Mar-a-Lago over here on NBC News, still not even covering it. They're still on commercial break, but it looks like they have a live shot outside of Mar-a-Lago.
ABC News Live, honored with 8 Emmy nominations, more than any other streaming news network. And ABC News Live Prime with Lindsay Davis, the first and only streaming show nominated for Best Outstanding
Quesadilla!
This is
How are you, my
ABC News
friend?
Live. With so much at stake, so much on the line, more Americans turn here.
So I'm assuming we'll get some reporting from the scene here momentarily.
David Muir, America's
Possibly a press conference.
newscast across all of
But
television.
as of right now, this doesn't appear to even involve Trump.
Start their day here.
From ABC News, this is Start.
It's, just another day in mass shooting USA. Bagheera, my friend, nobody is fucking with your cats. Right-wingers are fucking insane. I saw someone share a picture out of, it was a video, and it was a chicken on a grill, and cats roaming around in the backyard on some shaky, it was Chris Rufo. And then another person shared a video of, they said it was a dog roasting on a grill, and it was lamb. It was a lamb. Like, you people are crazy. Also, I got an update on the geese. Apparently, that dude's not even Haitian. And he had picked up 2 geese that were dead on the side of the road. You guys will believe any dumb shit. You need to learn to feel embarrassment. Be skeptical of things. Virtually everything on the internet is fake. Goddamn right-wingers, please learn that. Virtually everything on the internet is fake. It is staged. It's akin to like a reality TV show. All these videos that you see on TikTok, all these Instagrams, they're not real. It's not the real world. Some idiot-ass punk kid right-winger was arguing with me on one of my videos on YouTube. And he was like, how will I learn? I'm like, you're not trying to learn. You're just mouthing off right-wing pablum at me. And then he's like, well, I listen to all these podcasts. I'm like, that's your problem. Don't listen to podcasts. Don't get your information from internet grifters. And then I gave him book recommendations. My show is entertainment. Other shows online are entertainment. Oh my God, are they covering the Emmys?
The 76th Emmy Awards will kick off out in Los Angeles. From the Bear to Abbott Elementary, the stakes are high. ABC's Jacqueline Lee joins us now to give us a behind-the-scenes look. Jacqueline, you look spectacular.
Infotainment, that's what I do.
You're wearing, but I won't. I will ask you what people are...
I want to be as factual and as honest as I can on this show, but you still shouldn't trust me. Fucking go look it up yourself. I'm wrong a lot. The chat calls me on being wrong. I want you guys to keep me honest, especially Mox. Where's Mox? Mox always on my ass about shit, and I fucking love it. I'd rather unalive myself than get on here and be a trained paid monkey for fucking money and clicks and views. I don't do a good job of everyone, simp, of all the topics. Like, I pre-prepare for the show, but I don't watch things in advance, so some of the bits I try to pull, they fall flat. I hate it when it happens. I would say I got a pretty good track record, maybe 70% to 30%. But man, when stories aren't what I think they're going to be, or some right-wing nonsense I'm going to watch and it doesn't turn out the way I wanted it to, or like it was like the PragerU had a citizenship test or something. I don't even remember why that bit went so horribly. When I fail, it's spectacular though. All of our business. Who's the woman on the screen? I don't know. They're talking about the Emmys. Thought I was a Guns N' Roses Trump guy. One time, Kanye. I was doing stand-up at a theater, and the dude does not like me at all. But he was the host of the show, and he introduced me on stage, and he said, cosplaying as low rent Axl Rose or some shit. And I laughed about it, right? And then I can't remember who I compared him to, and he did not like it at all, and he blocked me on all social media. I try to, especially when people are, when they're witty. Torchy, no. You're not that lucky. They're talking about the Emmys. Of course he's not dead. Now this is apparently a shooting outside of the golf club while he was there. ABC News has a live shot, but they ain't even talking about any. I assume we will have a press conference shortly. We might go back to Fox News. They were having trouble with their graphics. That's why I came over to ABC, because also they had a live shot.
Anywhere you stream live news, and
still just promotion
on the ABC News app, and of course abcnews.com.
I didn't even know the Emmys were tonight.
Cryptocurrency scheme known as the CryptoCon also be.
I know, Torchy, I know. I slept most of the day yesterday. I must have been tired. Fucking up all night last night. I watched UFC. That shit was at the Sphere. It was so fucking cool. Anybody else watch UFC last night? The fights were alright, but goddamn was that Sphere cool. That was cooler than any of the concerts I have watched from the Sphere, especially U2. U2 sucked. They are talking about the campaign
trail after facing off in the ABC News presidential debate this week. Harris embarking on her New Way Forward tour through battleground states, including rallies in North Carolina and Pennsylvania. Trump, meantime, speaking in Tucson, Arizona, and holding a rally in Las Vegas. In the West, first responders are battling 3 major fires across Southern California. The
Laura Loomer's ex.
Airport fire and line fires have burned thousands of acres, causing injuries.
It's the dude she left for
civilians
Trump.
and fire personnel, as well as major structural damage. Officials
Nobody would date Laura Loomer.
in connection.
Yeah, Torchy, we started early because it's Trump
The
shit.
investigation intensifies.
We're gonna watch a car chase here in just a little bit.
Miami-Dade police officers forcefully detaining Miami Dolphins star Tyreek Hill during a traffic stop. Videos and police body camera footage show officers in a verbal altercation.
I watched the Legal Eagle video on this, so now I know who everybody is and
Hill was yanked
who he was calling and shit in the car.
on the ground. One officer was placed on administrative leave. Hill and his attorney have both called
Apparently,
the officer to be fired.
apparently she gives Trump head.
Representing the officer said
That's the rumor.
to place him on leave was premature.
But it was Milo,
To
so
our top story, as Americans look for ways to save money on food costs,
they're not even covering this shit. This is wild.
tech giant is launching a new low-cost grocery.
I'm amazed there's not a local news station. Fox still having trouble with their feed. I figured there'd be a local news station that would be on the scene already. And I mean, that's where ABC News is getting its feed from. It'd be one of its local affiliates. We're still covering traffic and weather on News 10 out of South Florida. See what Bloomberg has. Bloomberg not covering it. Nobody really thinks this is... Okay, the Washington Post say police are getting ready to give an update. Okay, the Washington Post has a live shot. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Yeah, so far all we really have to go on is the Trump can... Were they clubbing? Who? What? So far, all we really have to go on is the Trump campaign statement. Yeah, Stephen Chung, one of his communications directors. We are apparently awaiting a statement from the local police. If I get better content from a different station, we'll take it, but it's probably the best we got right now. Keep in mind we do have...
Hey, good to hear
Hey!
from you. I know it's very slow, right?
We have police chase coming at you.
Set up outside a 7-Eleven but yes, exactly. Southern Boulevard. Yep. No, well, I tried to, and the officers were in front of the bridge, obviously with the code, and they said to come down at 7-Eleven.
Yeah, the ABC was really pushing the Emmys hard while we were watching. While they had a live shot of Mar-a-Lago. I guess it was smart. I mean, it's the reason why I jumped on. I was like, everybody will watch me because I'm the only one covering it.
It probably would be better, but right at this point, I think I'm just going to stay where I am.
Got to play that content game. Keep those views up. YouTube's happy with me right now.
Ooh, yeah.
Malibu County, what's up? Thank you for being a freaking follower. Oregon gal.
Hi. Are we allowed to walk?
Warforged warrior. Yes, there were gunshots outside of. They're saying Trump International. Is that part of Mar-a-Lago? This is a live shot right now. We're awaiting a press conference from local police. Well, it's a different property. I didn't know that he had 2 golf courses in Florida. Thank you for the follow, Warforged Warrior. My name is JustinFREAKIN. I cover the most absurd news, politics, and current events on the internet, Sunday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern. And I'll pop on with special events like this. And amazingly enough, this is the second time I've been live with a shooting related to Trump in the last few months.
Yeah, I'll stand here for now. Okay, go get it.
Is Doral in Florida? You know, as much as I play golf on video games and shit, you'd think I would know where the courses are located.
I guess we've seen it all. The sun, the good weather, and the rain.
But I don't pay attention. How do you like Malibu County? I am getting a lot of I'm getting a lot of job postings and shit from Florida, and you know what? I'm kind of thinking about it.
It's a rental car. No,
Nothing to do
with me.
You one of those?
Nothing to do with me.
Oh, it's at Doral. Okay, cool. I mean, Joey, he did say, you know, take the guns first. Warforged, that sounds like complete bullshit to me. That sounds like cope from the right wing. Until you have concrete evidence, don't believe any of that bullshit. Because, like, the idea that she had the questions in advance. Anybody who pays attention to politics, I could have told you every topic they would talk about. I could have told, not the exact question, but I could have told you exactly what they're going to ask. Almost in the exact order that they asked it. So the idea that she was given the questions in advance is absurd. Or that she had help from the moderators. Did the moderators cause him to go spastic and start raving about cats and dogs getting eaten? And talking about how big his crowd size was? Come on. Seriously. She was prepared and he wasn't. And he was probably very overconfident. He's also 78 and a crazy fucking old man. We've watched several of his rallies this year. He is losing his fucking mind. And it's been, like, it is so wild to see how things have changed in the last 3 months, right? Exactly. He's just dumb anyway and has a huge, fragile ego. He's easy to goad, he's easy to bait, and Harris did it beautifully. Fist, welcome in. Good afternoon. But it's amazing how quick everything has changed. Like, Democrats were resigned to losing, and I thought that was insane. And now Trump has gone completely off the rails. This whole Laura Loomer thing and the Project 2025, and he's raving about cats and dogs. He looks like a fucking lunatic to normies. And that's like, right-wingers don't, like, I understand what I look like to normies, right? Right-wingers don't. And he's gonna get worse. his last few press conferences and his rallies, just off the fucking rails. Yeah, Fist. The Republicans before the Biden debate were resigned to losing. And then after the debate and the assassination, holy fuck. Or the assassination attempt, they were riding high coming off the RNC. And boy, is it wild to watch how deflated they are now. And it's seriously like the comments that I get on some of my videos on YouTube, it just seems like desperation. And they're trying to convince themselves Trump's gonna win, Trump's gonna win. Oh yeah, he totally triggered a fucking SEC investigation into him. And he needs that money. What a dumb fuck. He needs that money desperately. And what, he could cash out in like a week or two? And now he can't, because if he cashes out, it's stock manipulation. That doesn't surprise me. I think I had read something in maybe Semaphore about Roberts directing the court. The New York Times has picked up on it now. I feel like Semaphore is now the new Intercept. That's kind of your hard-hitting journalist haven. I totally thought that was an Asian lady for a second. We don't exactly know, Fist. All we have currently is the statement from the Trump campaign. That shots were fired in the vicinity and that Trump is safe. We have a police presence. Anything larger than R&D that might benefit from all the animosity. You're seeing a surge in local organizing. I've had several friends of my own run for office, because that's the thing. I say it all the time on this stream. Nobody's gonna come save us. You can't expect a fucking an Obama or a Kamala to come and save us. We gotta go take this shit over ourselves. Always point to John Lewis. Had the shit beat out of him on the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Alabama by Democrats and their cop supporters. Ended up being one of the most powerful voices in that very party. So don't ever lose hope on things. You can actually affect change. And a lot of people would be amazed at how easy it is to go take over your county Democrat Party, your Republican Party, the Libertarian Party. Start a DSA chapter in your area. Or take over one of the existing parties that probably is only hanging on by a thread. Move to a town with your friends and run for office. Trump was talking about deporting legal U.S. citizens and people who are here on temporary visas legally to Venezuela. Get up, warlord. I love the reaction that your comment got on YouTube, and I hope that there was some Trump supporters that came and saw me heart your comment and was like, "What the fuck?" This guy's dumb. He didn't even know to go talk about Trump. Not knowing that Warlord is the man behind my social media. Some of it. The Discord and the Twitch. You got some power over there on the YouTube too. I tried to give him a Facebook page. He don't use the Facebook. He didn't want it. You saying that pisses people off, but it's, you know, it's kind of the truth. Stick with us. We're going to watch a police chase. I've got a couple of wild ones. I'm leaning towards the woman in LA. But I feel like I got one out of like Milwaukee or something too that is also batshit crazy. Oh, I was like, Gaston. Is that a band? I've never heard. No, you mean Gaston from Beauty and the Beast. No one has more mod powers than Warlord. Smells as stanky as Warlord. I really shouldn't sing. God, I haven't watched Beauty and the Beast in 30 years. Since I was like 10. Maybe when it fucking came out. I saw it in the theaters. Here's his turn for what? To have shots fired? I mean, it's the United States, so anytime now. A Disney cruise. I don't know that anybody could pay me to go on a cruise. Just all the horrendous. And isn't there a cruise ship? Isn't it like there's one that's docked off of Sweden or something for some kind of issue? Don't get involved. Don't snack on me. I love that meme that you've got as your profile pic. I don't think that this was as we understand it. We don't exactly have confirmation, but this was an argument between two people outside of Trump's golf club. It had nothing to do with Trump, and that Trump was not targeted. But we don't exactly know that yet. We are awaiting a press conference from local police. We're currently watching the Washington Post. They have a live shot. Looks like it's going to get stormy in Florida, which could just be, you know, the afternoon rain showers. Or is no, they didn't really get anything off of the hurricane, did they? It went further north. But there's another one forming off of the coast, isn't there? There has not been an assassination attempt. We don't believe. Nick Fuentes seeking revenge. Maybe a Laura Loomer X. Now, Donald Trump Jr. has posted that an AK was found in a bush on the property. But that is the only statement we have gotten to indicate that, and it came from Donald Trump Jr., who apparently is cheating on Kimberly Guilfoyle. We've got all kinds of, tonight on the Troll Patrol, we've got all kinds of Trump family affairs. Apparently both the Donalds stepping out on their women. He just forgot where he left his AK. An AK that I absolutely know that he owns at least one of, because I've seen pictures of him with it. But it's possible that he's just a poser. But I kind of think he is a gun guy because he goes hunting. So I don't exactly want to call him a poser. He probably has fired an AK a few times.
The smells so good.
I try to be fair.
Should I run and get you something? Are you sure? Okay.
I would assume his
I put
woodsy country kind of guy persona is, a form of rebellion.
Sure. Yeah. Let me talk to CC. That'd be good. They can tell me what looks
Because
best.
he's standing there and having French fries.
He goes hunting and lives in a cabin. Doesn't he he lives in North Dakota or some shit like that, doesn't he?
Yeah, there's like 10 games today. Right now it's 17 tied with Jets and Titans right now.
Yeah, no idea what that is. Not into that.
The reporter's like, yeah, I have no idea. Jets and Titans, the soccer team.
Wow, that smells really good.
Yeah, right?
But it's not like
I guess it's down.
I mean, they're like, any place you go in North Dakota, even Fargo, is more rural than the very rural town I'm sitting in right now. And this is a rural town. It's a college town. It's a cute little town. A friend named Fago. That juggalo thing. Nix, I don't know what I'm doing.
But now I'm worried it's blown out, so you tell me, yeah.
So Involved says Secret Service spotted a suspicious individual and opened fire on him. The first report that we got was that it was two people in an argument, and one of them pulled a gun.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you want to tell me what to go?
So that would be conflicting reports on this. Once again, we're waiting for a press conference from the local police, and that's when we'll actually have some concrete information. Until then, I would say hold out judgment. Especially if you're getting things off of the Twitter.
Yeah.
Jay Tide, welcome in, my friend. Thank you for being a freaking follower. Goats and the Grateful Dead dancing bears. That's a cute emote. What channel did that come from?
I'm on auto. Let me go back to manual. I think I was.
The Grateful Dead dancing bears, way cooler than the Grateful Dead.
So dark. Yeah.
Their artwork and motif around their music, way better than their music. Oh, sorry for you guys getting ads right now.
Like if there's something you walk me through my settings.
Sorry, J Todd. I don't allow the links in the chat because we get fucking people come in here. They try to hate raid me and shit like that. I turned a lot of shit off after the hate raid from Dalton Codfelter, one of Nick Fuentes' boys. hate rated me. He had like fucking 1,500, 1,700 people watching him at the time. And we probably had a couple of hundred come in. Like, it was wild. That's why when that con man dude showed up, he was like, I'm real famous. We're brigading you. And it's like, no, I've been brigaded by somebody that's like semi-famous.
Okay, great.
You missed the con man simp, or you missed Codfelter? Codfelter was forever ago. I barely had a following then.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Warlord, were you here for that? I think you were. I think that was probably the spring of 2021 or something. Well, Codfelter, like, I take calls in Discord chats, right? Like, completely open. And Codfelter came, like, he called in. Okay. First, a bunch of people started following me. And so, like, all my on-screen graphics started popping up, and it was, like, overwhelming the stream. So I had to turn that off, and then a bunch of people put the link to, it's Cozy TV, where the Nazis stream. And I've tried to go over there. I tried to create an account. You can't. You have to be invited onto that shit. That's Nick Fuentes' stuff. And the Groypers. So they start posting like Jesus is King and a whole bunch of slurs. F slurs, R slurs, the N-word, all over the, like, it is insane all the stuff that they're posting. And it's just, it's going by so fast too, because there's a couple of hundred of them in here. And then my phone rings, so I answer the call, and the dude's talking to me. And like, I have a way of just, you know, kind of mocking people and stuff. And all of a sudden my stream gets shut down, because that's what they were intending to do. Use a bunch of slurs and then report my stream. And like, my stream gets shut down. I'm like, hey man, why'd you do that? Like, I was cool with you. What in the world? And then, like, even his chat was like, hey, dude, he was kind of cool. What? Did you have to do that to him? But then they started like, oh, he's an atheist. We hate him. Blah, blah, blah. I did get my chance. Like, Twitch took it down, but, like, was really good. Got me back up, like, the next day. And from there, like, you know, we had to, I put, like, light moderation on. I had to shut off links. Oh, the ones that were here the other night, Snicks, I got the dude banned on Twitch. For that one, that was the con man guy. The Troll Patrol was over. We were only on Twitch. And I was sitting here listening to music when Media Winch comes in. We're chit-chatting in the Discord. All of a sudden, other people come in the Discord with me, but it's just like 2 or 3 people. My channel got taken down with Codfelter back in like 2001. But like, Twitch put it back up the next day. They understood. They knew what happened. I mean, it was obvious if you go back and watch the stream. And what was really wild about that is, for some reason, I hadn't had pot in a week or two. And I had just re-upped. And I'm sitting there taking a bong rip. I remember it so vividly. We're watching Bernie Sanders on the Senate floor, and I'm taking a bong rip. And all of a sudden, that's when everybody pops in. So with Con Man, afterwards, I raided you guys out to Echoplex, and then he tried to go over to Echoplex and stuff. So I'm watching his stream, and he's trying to go to Skid's stream. He goes to a couple other people, and he's trying to like goad them. I love that Dave was like, you can email us. Just shut him right down. So I go over, I'm watching his stream. I'm like, you know, pick on somebody your own size. I'm right here. If you want to have a conversation, I'll come on your Discord this time. So I go on his Discord, and I'm explaining to him, like, why he's a little dickhead. And he is throwing a fucking hissy fit. Like, when you're talking about, like, triggered, oh my God, I got under his skin. And I wish I'd recorded this part. Remember, my stream had ended. I'm over on his stream. So, oh my God, I wish I'd been recording it because I would love to clip this. So I get off of his Discord. His chat is just fucking going nuts about me. He goes on this rant about how he's a minor and he wants me to do all this sexual stuff. He's talking straight to me on the camera. It's about a 45-second, minute-long rant. His chat clips it. So, like, I report it, boom, gone. It was, like, instant. So, congratulations, con man. You played yourself. Dude tried to come in and be a griefer on my stream, and it did not work out for him. He has since hit me with the block on Twitter. But this is my favorite. Before he blocked me on Twitter, that's probably why I got blocked. I love watching people dig their own grave in real time. Kind of like you coming on my stream and attempt to troll me and getting bodied and banned. Sucker! I love it. I love all these dumb fucks interacting with me and then getting so pissed off, especially the ones that try to come after me. That Drew kid has me muted. Pentuple has me muted. Pentuple has me blocked. I cannot go in and watch his stream. Won't even let me watch his stream. I did not see that PP girl. I saw them. They tried to report multiple people, and that's why I wanted to take them out. Oh, we watched that one, Malibu County. We totally watched that. You can post all kinds of clips over in the Discord. Join up, my friend. Warlord will keep you abreast of the news all day when I'm not active. He does a really good job keeping you up to date on what's going on, especially over in England. Warlord based out of the UK. I feel like I don't do a good enough job of covering the UK. I try to. We do the really big stuff. But I really don't give it the attention it deserves. But that's what like, I feel bad that I can't talk about all the things that I want to talk about during a show. We go 2.5, 3 hours every night, and it's not enough time. There's so much shit going on. And we will be watching a wild-ass police chase after this, whenever we get a press conference. Thank you, PP Girl. He can't bother you anymore, though. Let's go back over to the Fox coverage for just a little bit. I love that the local Florida station still just covering weather and stuff.
Yeah, I investigate, of course, assassination attempts against the president and then anybody within the protection of the Secret Service who are federal officers, but also for the very agents that are protecting or acting as security for
down, and it looks very similar to this. Could that indicate that Trump could be on the move? Is that some sort of protocol in place that once you get your protectee, maybe back to the clubhouse, they also might be on the move? Is that something that can happen frequently?
Yes, it can, but I would imagine, especially because there's still chaos, questions that remain to be answered, at least for the sake of the public. Law enforcement may already have their answers, and I hope that they do. That wherever the former president is probably going to stay put. I don't see moving that former president to an additional location. Whatever it was, whether it be a shooting intended towards the former president.
It will be the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office giving an update here momentarily. Stick with us.
Secret Service feeling the need to respond and extricate the president, remove the former president from harm. And I would imagine they have a secondary, get that former president to that location, and then they'll kind of hold. So I see if these are live shots that it'd be interesting to see exactly where the shooting took place in regards to this camera shot, and so thereby it could be that they're holding down a crime scene and not allowing any.
If Secret Service has taken out somebody, that's a much different story.
Is it possible that the threat has been neutralized, whatever?
And what we were covering earlier
is no longer a threat against a former president. Wherever that former president might have been moved to, then it could be okay. Now it's safe to go to our predestined location, as opposed to removing you and getting you as far away as possible until the threat is no longer.
Yeah, no, these are definitely live shots, live pictures from the ground there in West Palm Beach. And it's interesting that you note that because, of course, Mar-a-Lago there in Palm Beach, Florida, West Palm Beach, a lot of waterways in Florida on that side as well. But this is a live look, and it appears they have closed off this. I don't know if it's to, like you said, maybe unlikely that the former president is on the move, but also in terms of a suspect, a person of interest that they are looking into to make sure the public is safe and just kind of out of the way so they can do their pursuit in that regard. But it's just about 4 o'clock Eastern as we're learning more information. Scott, thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to kind of reset here because I know a lot of people here on this Sunday might not be tuning in, might be doing other things. And we're just going to give you kind of an update of what we know at this point. Stick with us. I still have several more questions for you, Scott, but I do want to give everyone an update on what we know at this point.
We've kind of heard conflicting reports
involving the former president. But
it appears this last statement might have been from the Secret Service.
Is reported. The campaign says he's safe after gunshots were reported in his vicinity on Sunday afternoon in Florida. We're getting reaction from far and wide, including this post. And this was the initial post that we saw on social media. The former president Donald Trump is safe following gunshots in his vicinity. No further details at this time. This according to the Trump campaign communications director. We're also hearing from the White House as the president and vice president. They have been briefed on the security incident at Trump International Golf Course where the former president was golfing. They are relieved to know that he is safe. They will be kept regularly updated by their team. So President Biden, VP Kamala Harris, who he will face in the upcoming November election, briefed on what they know at this point, albeit something very, very lacking information at this point. The Secret Service also providing an update, hopefully coming up soon, about what is going on. The investigation involving...
That's what we're waiting for, a press conference from...
incident involving the former president, Donald Trump, occurred shortly before 2 o'clock. The former president is safe. Palm Beach Sheriff will have more details soon. We did see a a picture of a podium that has since gone away, but we'll take you out to that as soon as it happens. They will hold a briefing very, very shortly. We're also learning more information from Meg Kennard talking about what's going on in this incident, as we are learning as Secret Service agent opened fire at a suspected person with a weapon while Trump was golfing. Sean Hannity was on fire.
Yeah, that's a much different story.
About how he spoke with the former president, how he was checking to make sure everyone was safe after being led back to a safe area. He was
Sweden, welcome in. Thank you for being a freaking follower.
So not a ton of information right now about this. All right, Scott, let's just continue on because that was just a round.
That thereby anybody within Trump's entourage, including the vice president nominee.
Yeah, wouldn't it be hilarious if he was just losing
you're talking
at golf?
Heightened awareness and heightened security levels.
This appears to be the presidential motorcade.
Out, and then, of course, getting onto the plane where you're right. Typically, he'll come up to the mic, but perhaps there was some discussion to say, let's not have any more in this time of doubt to put you in any more harm's way than needed be. So let's get on the plane.
Yeah, no, you imagine they're in communication.
It's just another day.
Former President Donald Trump.
Just another day here, mass shooting USA.
I want to put this up here just to show what we see at this point. Is I believe that might be the motorcade. You can see the ambulance, the different vehicles on hand with it.
I never expected to get as much use out of that graphic as I absolutely have.
As they're moving en route, I don't know where
and it's sad.
They're coming from, but that is the motorcade in a big way on the move in some regards. And I know, Scott, we talked about it, that it would be
Donald Trump Jr. saying an AK was found in a bush on the premises.
Potentially 2 moves.
That's just Florida. That's just fucking Florida.
Anything about this? Because they were just clearly on the move.
I would say every 7th bush has an AK in it.
We see that, so it's very possible. So, for example, I don't know where the former President Trump was leaving towards. Was he going back to Mar-a-Lago?
We had like 3 times as many guns as we do people.
Most likely.
And it's something like 20% of the population owns them.
Service acted in the way that they determine, until we determine that is not a threat, we have to remove him. And they have a plan in place. So it's not going to be going to perhaps their predestined location, but to a more secure location, and to be able to hold him down until they have word within that perimeter that
I don't believe he had an event scheduled for today.
To wherever he was intending to go. So he's
been out on the West Coast.
As they removed him quickly from the golf course, not wherever he was intending to go, to a predestined secure location, as they always have a great contingency plan in place, and then determine, okay, now it is safe.
He hit up Nevada, Arizona,
law enforcement,
hold a fundraiser in California at a
roads.
press conference.
No, that is a very good point, what we were alluding to earlier, and you can see it in fruition in real time as they are reacting to all of this. And of course, we also are learning that coming up in just about 15 minutes, we'll hear from law enforcement that
the 15 minutes
presser moved back. To
suspect is apparently dead, Sweden.
Eastern time.
We believe, well, we don't know. Neutralized.
We're going to let you go.
Could be injured.
Fluid afternoon. A lot of limited details at this point. This might be another point along the route of this motorcade.
Apparently, the Secret Service,
a retired FBI special agent. Anything else
has taken out a suspect
before I let you go?
No,
that had a gun outside of
at covering it.
Trump golf course.
And of course,
that's all we know.
All the information that we don't have leads us to wonder what is taking place. And I believe, especially as a result of what happened two months ago, that Secret Service cannot second guess. And if this is an incident that was isolated and having nothing to do with the threat towards the former president, they acted in a way as if it was an overt threat. And kudos to them. And to
okay, Raven, we have a shooting outside of Trump's golf course. Trump was golfing at the time.
The safety of the former president.
Yeah, as we learned over the last couple of months.
Our initial report was that it was two men that got into an argument and one pulled a gun. Apparently, we're now hearing that Secret Service has opened fire.
Very limited information, but we could piece together.
Oh, yeah.
No, to also help tell the story.
Kind of sounds like Secret Service should just go around blasting everybody in Trump's vicinity, doesn't it?
Thank you, Andy.
All right, thank you so much. All right, we're still getting these breaking news story of the former.
So anyway, I started blasting.
As he is safe after there were gunshots reported in his vicinity this afternoon in West Palm Beach, Florida, at Mar-a-Lago. I do want to put up this as we're going to go.
I saw somebody post that GTA 6 got delayed, but is that official?
Associated Press that the golf course was partially shut down for Trump as he played. The agents were a few holes ahead of him. When they noticed the person with the firearm, the officials said the person appeared to push the muzzle of the rifle through the fence line, and that's when the agents fired. So you can imagine the kind of nature of what happened on the golf course when Trump is there.
4x7, Florida.
In place, but we're learning very limited information at this point about what's going on. Let's slide away for a quick 2-minute break. We'll have an update coming up in the next 15 minutes from law enforcement on the ground in Florida.
I am not high enough for this shit. So we're about 15 minutes away from a press conference, which means it's probably more like 30 minutes. Oh, I bet there is a Mar-a-Lago in there. Absolutely. I'm looking forward to 6. I don't know about a Far Cry 7. I liked Far Cry 6 all right, but the story just didn't do it for me. $22:30 is the scheduled press conference time in about 15 minutes. Oh, 22:30 your time. Yeah. Totally not my time. It's sunny outside. Well, I can't do math, so you can't hit me with that military time.
You take your 33 and a third chance minus my 25% chance, and you got an 8 and a third chance of winning.
Someone is further ahead in the future. We used to have our friend that was in Australia until I pissed him off. He was watching like first thing in the morning. He added sparkles on Facebook, and I was like, don't be weird to her now. And he got really pissed off at me for saying that. So I don't have the Aussie viewer I used to have. I miss you, brother. I wish you'd come back. You seem to really enjoy the show. Yeah, but I can't subtract 12. Come on, Snicks.
But then you take my 75% chance of winning, and then add 66 and 2/3%. I got 141 and 2/3 chance of winning.
Fucking numbers.
New information. Let's listen in to this brief interview.
Everything is still very fluid. I-95 northbound is still shut down north of where we are here, out here on 714. Earlier this afternoon, not too long ago, the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, the FBI, and the Secret Service put out a very urgent bolo asking all law enforcement to look for a specific vehicle with a tag number and an occupant description. We immediately flooded I-95, got on the northbound lane at every exit between Palm Beach and the Palm Beach line and the St. Lucie County line. One of my road patrol units saw the vehicle, matched the tag, and then we set up on the vehicle by using what we do here. We pinched in the car, got it safely stopped, and got the driver in custody. Right now, as we speak, the FBI, Secret Service, Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office is at the scene. They've responded there. They'll take over the investigation. Our flatbed tow truck will tow the vehicle back to Palm Beach County, and I have a clear understanding from the investigators there that we actually do have the suspect that they were looking for in Palm Beach County.
Do we know that suspect's name yet?
We know his name, and the FBI clearly knows his name. I am not in a position to release that.
I know that Trump posted on Truth Social that they had recovered an AK-47, I think, near where the shooting incident happened. Anything that you can confirm for us if that's related?
I don't know any more about the scene in Palm Beach County than what you and the media have determined. You know, I hear the same chatter. I think that will become more apparent in the next hour or so. It is my understanding from listening to the investigators, there was a very serious incident down
Just
there.
bad signal where they're at.
And I'm sure they'll do some of these here in the near future.
All right, you're just listening in there as the audio going a little bit.
X1011, welcome. Thank you for being a freaking follower.
Pursuing the suspect on I-95, saying that the suspect is in custody, and they are reporting the local law enforcement there that it is the same individual that was at the golf course. So
apparently Secret Service opened fire on him and he got away.
After a gun.
Hello, I have debate.
Of the former.
I know you're cool from that.
Donald Trump there. We're also awaiting a press conference, hopefully from Palm Beach County, the location of what transpired this incident earlier on today. The campaign.
Yeah, that wasn't even the press conference.
Not providing a ton of information. And
I think that was just a sheriff wanting to stroke his own ego.
Attempt at a rally in Pennsylvania, but a suspect in custody after multiple gunshots near Trump.
The suspect is in custody.
From Scott Duffy, retired FBI special agent. Let's
Alpha.
Now,
good afternoon.
To discuss.
It is 4:20. Light one up, tip one back on the East Coast.
Information right there from local law enforcement on the ground as well. They're getting a mic check and a white balance at this press conference. We'll take you back out to it. But what did we learn? What did you hear from that?
Hey, Fox, you need to white balance your camera. That shit looked horrible.
They pursued him on I-95. What did we learn? What did you hear? What did you focus on in that interview?
Hi, Andy. Yeah, that was very interesting. You know, this situation, the information that is known is evolving rapidly, but here we have finally some concrete information. We hear Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office stopping a car based upon a report that this car was related to this shooting incident at the golf course, and that they stopped the car, and the suspect that was driving that vehicle is in custody, and that the FBI and Secret Service and other law enforcement are there on the scene.
They did white balance their camera. It looks a lot better now.
And consequently, this sounds like we are getting more details, concrete details than what was previously reported. And that, you know, this is a rapidly evolving situation, but at the same time, it's rapidly becoming more concrete.
Yeah, not a lot of information at the beginning of this, but we're learning more, and hopefully they'll step up in a matter of moments to this. This from Palm Beach County.
Well, this is a much different story than
the road from Palm Beach County as
what we originally thought.
In custody.
It doesn't seem to be a nothing burger yet, and this could have been an actual attempt on
apparently
Trump's life.
Pursuit of some kind to apprehend the suspect, to bring the suspect.
We have somebody in custody now, too.
How does that work? What goes out, and how much do the communication lines open?
Which is wild, because if this dude got a shot off on the former president and the Secret Service didn't
law enforcement
neutralize him,
so
it kind of means they suck at their job now, doesn't it?
The vehicle that the person that was engaged in this shooting attempt, his vehicle was described, at least a car that was allegedly associated with this incident was seen leaving that facility. They got a tag number. They put out the description on a Bolo. Be on the lookout. That went out to all law enforcement, and this county was
it a Ford Bronco?
Identify that car and stop that car, and therefore by informing all law enforcement in the area and having all law enforcement searching for that vehicle, they quickly identified and stopped this vehicle with a potential suspect for this case. But I say potential. This car may not have actually been the one at this point that was involved with the shooting.
This is very fluid.
That was seen leaving the area at the time. At least that's my understanding. So
I wouldn't take anything as fact until you hear it
of this person
from an official, the Secret Service, or
if they
Palm Beach County Sheriff behind this podium.
don't know at this point. It's very hard to say because of the fog of war exactly what the truth is. But you do have a car stop with a person in it that might be the party responsible for this attempted shooting. And so we will see what comes out of this press conference that they are preparing for right now to get.
Fog of War was a book written by Robert McNamara, who was the Secretary of Defense under LBJ and Nixon, and it is fascinating. You should absolutely read it.
To make it known that these are not concrete details, not concrete evidence at this point, but of course, you see the kind of bolo, like you mentioned, go.
I also believe there's a movie about it. There's like a documentary.
The color of the car, the license plate. In terms of local law enforcement in the area, is it a matter of drop everything and look for this car? Is it a matter of keep?
I mean, I would not doubt that we hear from Trump in the next little bit.
You know, when something like this is put out, they put it out, but they also put it into their equipment. A lot of police cars are equipped with tag readers, and those tag readers, since they had a plate, would be alerted as soon as that tag was seen. So this has the amplification of technology assisting law enforcement in these cases, but also all law enforcement that is out on the roads would be actively looking for this car while they are doing their regular jobs. But
I'm so tired of Trump.
Incident like this, it causes law enforcement to pay special attention looking for that.
But we're still not going to be done with him.
Effort towards finding that car, and they found it really.
Even if he loses, he's still going to be around.
You know, it shows how successful law enforcement can be with an incident like this if they move fast enough and get there soon enough while the person's still in the area. At the same time, as you point out, this is the next county up, so he did have time to get that far away when he was finally stopped. But I'd like to underscore the fact that how much the story has changed. When we first heard about this,
seriously,
it was that there was a shot fired somewhere in the vicinity. And that vicinity could be like a mile away.
Yeah.
And then it changed from a shot fired in the vicinity to a shot fired there close to the parking lot of the facility at the golf course. And then it was two people involved with exchanging rounds there. And then it became one person and potentially a Secret Service agent, as what one report had. And now we are hearing of a suspect's car being stopped a county away as they.
This has been a wild story.
This shows how rapidly a story can evolve, how much the story can change as more details become known. But it also shows all the miscues that were had with the earlier reports. And so that's why it's so very important to actually not speculate as to what this means as far as the greater meaning as far as threats to the president or failure by Secret Service. We just don't have the details early on to be able to say any of that. You have to wait until those details come out before you start really analyzing what's going on.
No, that is true. It's trying to decipher what is a fact from
something smells fishy here, but I don't want to ascribe some sort of
incident as it happens.
Conspiratorial motive.
That's what we do here on Live Now from Fox. React to what's happening in real time.
Quintez isn't sending his best.
Some other images we're getting.
That damn deep state. Always the deep state.
On Facebook, and I want to put these up, of this potential suspect, the potential car that they pursued on I-90.
The way I see it, deep state pizza is not real pizza.
On social media say the northbound I-95 at 714 was shut down based on a BOLO information released by Palm Beach County. The Martin County Sheriff's Office has stopped a vehicle taking a suspect into custody believed to be connected to a shooting incident at Trump International at Palm Beach County. We will update this information as it becomes available. You could see the amount of law enforcement shutting down I-95 in Florida, a main corridor of that in the Sunshine State. They have brought a person as they say it, believed to be connected to a
Didn't give us a chase, goddammit.
Trump International. And I do want to ask you, because you see these images coming in right now.
But I have a chase for you, don't worry.
Law enforcement on hand.
I'm not going to make you sit through all this without a police chase.
Of just the amount of force on this. They did pursue this. They say they are connected. Do we read into anything there?
So, this is a suspect that was involved in a shooting shooting in the vicinity of the former president. If a person is engaged in that type of shooting, they may be very well armed with other weapons in their vehicle. And so you see
Well, we are getting towards the time of the press conference.
President, so I'm not surprised.
Expecting it here at 4:30. Probably means it's going to happen at like 4:45, 4:50.
Such an incident. But, with this many law enforcement members.
I've been in the news business for over 2 decades. Trust me, press conferences never start on time.
Enforcement. So there's a lot of interest here and a lot of different police agencies working this. But now FBI and Secret Service will also have responded to this incident here. And
I was once upon a time, Malibu.
Moving with the suspect
in a complete other life
to either Secret Service or to FBI office or to local law enforcement. It's not clear where they're going to go to with this suspect to conduct their interview with them. But, it's not surprising to see that amount of law enforcement.
No, that is very true. The amount of people on there, as they did shut down I-95 at 7.
A picture of me back when I was the news director of 11 radio stations.
The expected time of this.
Justin!
And we will take you out to this as soon as it happens. But until
we're in Florida.
Our conversation.
Good afternoon, my friend.
We are going to be updating likely Palm Beach County Sheriff. I don't know if any Secret Service.
This has changed a lot.
People for them.
We thought it was a big nothing burger, but apparently it might have been an attempt on Trump. Secret Service was involved.
Top of your mind for this press conference.
Bomber, welcome in.
Basic facts. I'm looking to hear what the basic facts are, because as I pointed out, this story has evolved and the details have changed.
From tie to bandana.
We don't know the basic facts right.
I kept trying to grow my hair out the entire time I worked there, and the president of the company was like, no, cut that beard. No, you can't do that.
Found in the vicinity, a backpack found in the vicinity. We also know that we have a
Kanye, that was one of the last, it still is one of the last, independent radio stations in the country.
These are things that we think we know, but hopefully we will get the basic facts from this press conference. They're not going to have everything, by the way. Here.
But
they're not going to share everything they know.
They were the station that bought all the other stations in the area. They became like the little local conglomerate.
Are the basic facts, and the basic facts about what the
I was a senior in high school.
Incident was,
and 9/11 happened, and I was already on the radio station. I wasn't working in news. I was a board operator.
By the way,
and I wanted them to let me go to work at the radio station on 9/11, and they wouldn't.
Time before we actually got that kind of detail, and then it was a long time before we got another press conference, giving us an update on that.
There are known unknowns and unknown unknowns.
Law enforcement really should be providing regular updates. They don't have to give all the details about where their investigation stands, but you have
thank you, Kanye.
A lot of different parties interested in what's going on.
I trip people out when I go in a gas station or something. It'll be all quiet. Gas station attendant will be like, "Hello," and I'm like, "Good afternoon."
Interesting to hear what is said at this press conference, and maybe more importantly,
DSW. There is nothing wrong with the cats and dogs and birds in Ohio, other than the fact that they're in Ohio.
We'll be there. And I remember after that shooting in Butler, Pennsylvania, talking about some of the accountability from the Secret Service.
Have you been to Ohio? It sucks.
That also might be due to the fact that the RNC, the Republican National Convention, was coming up so very soon. So people were making sure that that event was very secure. Do we expect, though, to hear from Secret Service at this press conference?
No, it'll be the local law enforcement.
You might expect or would hope for?
Andy, I don't know at this point. I mean, Secret Service has taken a beating over how they handle the protection.
They don't usually do a lot of press conferences.
In Pennsylvania. They've taken a beating over their actions.
Mary Jane.
And their preparation.
Well, it just now got interesting. I was getting ready to turn it off.
Secret Service, because they were.
DSW, be sure to show up tonight because all the different videos you guys have shared out, that the right-wingers have shared out,
that initial press.
I've got the actual story behind them.
The incident itself.
I've never been to Canada. I've never been out of the United States, unfortunately.
Protection. So
I would love to go to Canada.
As whether or not they will be here today.
I didn't have a passport, so I couldn't go with my friends when they went to Mexico when we were in California.
As far as Secret Service goes. But who knows? We'll see here in a few minutes, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully they step up in a matter of moments. You imagine they're trying to get all
I can go illegally
as they can, what they want.
The border is pretty porous, so
and also what information they might need close to the vest. All right, I do want to put up this other tweet as we are in the middle of a heated campaign between
Warlord, you've told me I can crash with you, haven't you?
Trump and Harris. I also want to put up this email from the Trump Joint Fundraising Committee about this, as of course you saw this as potentially an email saying there were gunshots in my vicinity, but before rumors start spiraling out of control, I wanted you to hear this first. I am safe and well. Nothing will slow me down. I will never surrender. I always love you for supporting me. A similar context quote from him after the.
If the suspect ends up being like Nick Fuentes or something,
that was kind of the rallying cry after.
I'm gonna lose it.
I'm not gonna get anything into political here with you because that just coming out talking about how he is safe. Let me ask you, because I was talking to Scott Duffy and we didn't know.
Scott Duffy.
They would likely keep the protectee in a singular location at Mar-a-Lago, but then we saw the motorcade on the move as well. Don't know if Trump was involved in that, but you would likely assume that to be the case.
And that sheriff we heard from earlier, he's like on all outlets.
That way, what are they doing in that moment?
He's over talking to Sky News now.
So their standing order is whenever an incident happens is to get the protectee away from whatever the incident is. And so they may be moving him to a safe location out of the area. You'll recall that in Pennsylvania, they had to move him to the hospital because he had been shot. Nobody's saying that was the case today. The president himself, or former president, was tweeting that he is safe, and they was dispelling any rumors that otherwise. But nonetheless, we did see that motorcade leaving the area. Whether the president was in that motorcade or not, we don't know. You would think that
some McDonald's is now on security lockdown.
that if there were a safe location, it would be there. But again, at the same time, this incident occurred nearby there at the.
And Columbus is the best city in Ohio.
So I just can't say where that press.
You don't want to take your ass to fucking Dayton.
Or if the president was in that motorcade.
You don't want to go to Cincinnati. Sorry, Scott Comment.
Transpired there, as well as we're awaiting this press conference, this update, and potentially we'll hear about his location, where he's going, why they moved him, if he was in that motorcade as well. But we do know the suspect in custody.
I've been to fucking Dayton. You don't want to go to Dayton.
Let's talk about something you also mentioned about this. You mentioned the vicinity of this. I know information very fluid, not a ton of detail.
Cincinnati isn't that bad.
Just maybe how close it could be versus how far it could be.
That's probably the city I've been to most recently.
Think of, and
I saw Radiohead in Cincinnati in 2017.
How actually close this was to Trump.
So
I don't know much about it. I used to go up with my grandfather every now and again. He would get used appliance. He was a used appliance repairman. So like he would go to there was like a scrap yard and like
much closer.
They would have like
President Trump had been playing golf. He had
refrigerators that needed a compressor or something. He'd go pick that shit up.
Whether he was
no, please don't tell us about Dayton. I don't really know much about it. I just drove through it.
But vicinity in that case. Sounds like it's
third time is a charm, Sim says.
Had originally been reported, but it's because of this lack of actual details that we have this question.
Columbus is. I went when I was
president himself.
I don't even think I was in high school yet. I think I was in junior high, and we went to the COSI Museum, which is super fucking cool.
Yeah, no, hopefully we'll get some concrete facts about this as well. And
I guess that means the Columbus Science Museum or whatever. Fucking amazing facility. Highly recommend it.
The vastness of a golf course is very difficult to protect. In your eyes,
you don't want to go to Miami, Ohio.
As he moves around this golf course, how difficult is
I've never been to Miami, Ohio.
To make sure he is protected? How many people are around there? What are your kind of thoughts on this? Just the fact that he's on a golf course frequently. It's his own property in West Palm Beach. How difficult is it to...
I was in Cincinnati working for a few weeks during the the fall of the 2004 election, and that was wild.
A retired...
That's when they had the constitutional amendment to ban gay marriage on the ballot.
Their standing orders are what if they would share that information with you. But you notice the fact that he has his protection.
There were like people out constantly.
They are
these right-wing groups trying to fucking get people to vote on that marriage amendment.
Body from the immediate area. But during the rally, which was a much bigger area, they had the outer perimeter, the middle perimeter, the inner perimeter. But out on a golf course,
Star Lab. I don't remember what Star Lab. I had a Star Bright
at the Pennsylvania.
You put the little things on the light thing, and you put the colored lights inside of it. It made pictures. I had a Star Bright
drone on that particular day. One would think that drones would be another part of this component of protection.
Light Bright, that was it. Light Bright.
Be able to give you that
thank you, Sim.
view of the entire area, to be able to try to identify a threat at a
Oregon. People don't know this about Oregon because it seems like a progressive state. It was founded as a white supremacist state.
A golf course.
Portland's cool. The rest of the state, not cool.
A more difficult situation, but less difficult at the same time. And
Taylor Shabusiness. I want to do a mini series about Taylor Shabusiness.
Seen on a golf.
I'm gonna write it. I'm gonna pitch it.
At the same time, golf courses are huge, and a person can take
the dream of the '90s is alive in Portland, Simp.
From a 1,000 yards away and deliver accurate fire if you're a well-trained sniper.
So we were supposed to be having a press conference 10 minutes ago.
But again, that's something that Secret Service would be better to answer than it would. It's outside my area of expertise.
Kelly, good afternoon.
Just to note the kind of...
If anybody needs caught up on the current available information, let me know. If you're just joining the stream
and looking into what
you need a breakdown, I'm always happy to give it to you.
We're also getting more reporting right now from Meg Kennard, AP reporter, talking about this new report coming in as an AK style firearm was recovered near Trump's golf.
Oh, I would.
This according to two.
I would bet that it's a right winger.
Telling the Associated Press. So this is a somewhat big development about this, because we also heard from Meg Kennard within the last hour or so about the Secret Service and their interaction with this potential suspect as well.
Man, I would love to go to Minnesota. I loved my time when I was in Minnesota.
The person with the weapon, while Trump.
The fucking Twin Cities is awesome.
Two details from the.
I even got rear-ended in the Twin Cities and still didn't mind.
AK-style rifle that was recovered.
Not that kind of rear-ended. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Oh, absolutely.
You live in sexual anarchy.
AK-47 found, or AK-type weapon found there in the parking lot, and that a Secret Service agent may have exchanged rounds with this person. That makes it into a much...
Because he's dumb, Snicks. Because he's dumb.
Heard. And I think there was also reports of a GoPro found in the area, which, if true, would show that this person was intending to film what they were doing, to take video of their activity. We know that in some incidents,
that's the first we're hearing about a GoPro
crime incidents or terrorist type incidents. The person involved in it has actively streamed their actions. And so whether this GoPro was capable of interacting with the person's phone, it might have gave them an ability to stream this.
Trump tweeted out in 2013,
if that turned out to
people hate you because they are jealous of you. In reality, they don't hate you. They hate themselves.
That this is somebody who was intent.
Trump in 2024, I hate Taylor Swift.
Against the president, the former president, and that this would put it in the realm of another assassination attempt. as opposed to an exchange of gunfire between two people unassociated with the president, but in that vicinity. This becomes much more serious.
Trying to shoot at Loomer. You think Loomer was out on the golf course with him?
Yeah, much more sinister potentially as well, and we'll see what comes of this.
He seems to be following him everywhere.
Reporting that the AK-style rifle
resist.
We know we talked about.
I think a lot of people would care. They would rejoice.
What it could mean in terms of closeness to.
Most of the country would rejoice.
Give you any details of the closeness? The fact that we maybe now know what weapon the suspect might have had.
So handguns are better at close ranges than rifles.
DJ Dub, indeed. It does seem that this was a possible assassination attempt.
Plus, a rifle round is much more serious if it hits a person than a handgun round. No, nonetheless, a .22 handgun can kill.
So we are moments away from a press conference.
But a rifle round, much more serious.
Lucky, welcome in, my friend.
Also, or an AK-style weapon also usually has a much larger capacity magazine, and consequently would be more rounds towards a target. So, if I were intending to do something like this, I would rather have a rifle than a pistol. It would give me the luxury of distance and the luxury of additional firepower, as well as the stopping.
What we know currently, and we've had conflicting reports. We've yet to have a press conference. That's what we're waiting on right now.
And a handgun.
There was apparently a man who stuck his rifle through the fence or tree line
details piece by piece
at the Trump International Golf Course while Trump was playing golf. Secret Service spotted him.
Agent again.
We had heard that they opened fire, but
as soon as it gets going, but hopefully
it appears that the suspect got away in a vehicle. That vehicle was stopped in the next county over, and the suspect is currently in custody.
In his vicinity this Sunday afternoon.
Joey, that's what it sounded like, didn't it?
Of course, you were also hearing about potential digital forensics, and we learned a lot about that.
So
kind of topic.
Original reports was that it was a shooting that had nothing to do with Trump,
Matthew Crooks,
and it was just the vicinity.
We do know that a suspect is in custody after.
But now it seems like it was indeed a assassination attempt, but we do not know for sure.
Suspect in custody in terms of
until you hear it from someone at that podium that we are waiting on
forensic
within the next
what kind of
15-20 minutes
of this individual now that they have them.
I wouldn't believe anything yet.
Connected to what went on at the Palm Beach at Mar-a-Lago, but we don't know officially yet, but that's what they're saying. What kind of questions are asked?
Tell Furl. Did I say that correctly? Welcome in.
All the basics: who, what, when, where, why, and how. You want to know who this person.
We don't know if he was a shit shot because we don't know if he even got a shot off. He may have not shot, and the shot came from Secret Service.
Did anybody direct them to do this?
Iran has been plotting to assassinate him.
Will be asked. However, there is a wrinkle here. Is that if the person lawyers up when they read him his rights, he doesn't have to answer any questions, and you can't force him to do so. And so law enforcement will want to ask these questions.
Shut the fuck up. If the cops pull you over, shut the fuck up.
Possibility of the suspect
I believe they do fire resist because he killed one of their top generals.
Answer those questions. Often a person in an incident like this wants their story to be known. They want it to be known why they took these actions.
Was it General Soleimani?
A potential wrinkle in this that we may not hear from the person. But
so yeah, we were hearing reports that Iran
hit him early with these
was attempting to assassinate him right before the assassination attempt, which apparently had nothing to do.
Yeah, and of course you mentioned maybe potentially the GoPro, the video
with it.
They're
they're also saying there might have been a GoPro.
I do want to ask you because there was a lot of discussion back in Butler, Pennsylvania about Crooks and whether he had someone there alongside him as well. How important is that information? How much are law enforcement pressing him about that to make sure that the former president is safe, that no one else is involved at all?
Yeah, that's why you got to get the protectee out of the area, even if you have the person either in custody or, in the case of Crooks, dead on the scene. Is that there
very dead?
Other persons involved.
I saw the pictures.
Continued to be a threat. So because of that potential of additional threat.
Okay, if you're watching on Twitch and you're not subbed, I'm going to go ahead and hit you with the ads. So hopefully you do not miss any of the press conference. So we try to play them, get out of the way, and make sure you don't miss any content. So I'm going to hit you with the ads, get them out of the way, and then hopefully when you come back, we'll be just a minute or two away from this press conference.
Other suspects in this case, and show that this is a bigger plot.
This is Fox News 24/7, Torchy.
There was one shooter, and that person may be in custody.
Some of the new people probably, Dustin.
Because, again, we don't know if they saw the car leave, they saw the suspect hop in the car and leave.
This is not Fox News as in the Fox News channel on...
that was pulled over. May not have been the person
cable
that was engaged in this.
This is like a local Fox conglomerate. They're owned by the same company, but technically different.
No, that is a very good...
I'd like to point out something else, is that the investigation of Crooks showed that he was checking the schedules of both President Biden.
Yeah, it's like your local. This is basically your local Fox station, and then all of them together kind of have this 24/7 feed.
Scheduled for Pennsylvania. And
so say something happens in your local area.
But we do have them stepping up to the podium.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
We get to it. I do want to put up this tweet right now from Aisha Hosni saying the FBI is now investigating what appears to be an attempted assassination of the former president. They are stepping up to the podium right now, but this is a big news as Fox News reporter saying the FBI responded to West Palm Beach.
Yes, this is a completely different story than when we came on.
An attempted assassination of the former president, as of course the former president is safe after the initial reports were gunshots in his vicinity. Stepping to the podium hopefully right now, Palm Beach County Sheriff and much other maybe Secret Service on hand for this, but they're not at the podium as of yet. But this is a big developing news story. FBI investigating this incident as an attempted assassination of the former president. Nearly 2 months since, more than 2 months since what happened in Butler, Pennsylvania. Ken, I'm going to bring you back in because we're still waiting for this press conference a little bit, but there's some new information right now. And let's just hang with it, Ken. They are stepping to the podium. Let's listen in to this update from Florida law enforcement right here on Live Now from Fox.
Sorry to hold you all up. We're waiting for the representative from the Secret Service and the FBI.
What's Marty Five doing up there?
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, shucks, Andy.
Is there anybody live streaming right now?
Yes, we're all live.
All right,
you're all over the world right now, old dude.
Secret Service agents to step up. Of course, we are streaming this live, raw, and unfiltered of this moment. The FBI says they are investigating what is an assassination attempt against Trump, the second in 2 months. Ken, let's bring you right back into the conversation. I know you're still tuning in. We'll take you on to this press conference as soon as it happens. But now we hear the FBI saying this is an assassination attempt of the former president, Donald Trump. What do we make of this? What criteria does it qualify as an assassination, and how big of a development do we hear from the FBI right now?
So, Andy, if there was if the word is true that there was a Secret Service agent that may have exchanged rounds with this person, then the FBI would be investigating that, whether it was an attempt on the president or not. Is that any assault on
Bo Magana
falls into the
Good afternoon
of the FBI. And so I would hold off on saying that it's because it was an attempted assassination that the FBI was involved. The FBI was...
Isn't that woman the villain from the Ghostbusters?
Stay with us, Ken.
Isn't that Zool?
Back into this audio just so people can hear what's going on. We'll take you out.
Gozer. It's Gozer.
React right after. But let's listen into this breaking news event. The FBI...
Zool was the gatekeeper.
Assassination.
No, the keykeeper.
Trump in Florida on this Sunday.
That's anti-Semitic? How? What? Anti-satanic. I liked Gozer. I was strangely turned on by her.
We'll just take it into custody there.
It's anti-Gozerian.
Who's the Secret Service man? Well, there was another guy.
What was the? If someone asked you if you're a god, you say no, or you say yes. That's why, because she got upset because they weren't gods.
Assassination attempt against Trump. I do want to give you a rundown.
It's the anti-Mesopotamian.
2 p.m. this afternoon in West Palm Beach, Florida, after Sean
Torchy, listen to your heart.
Golf club there. Trump was reported safe.
This shit is really taking a turn.
This, according to the campaign, no injuries were reported. The shots were fired at Trump's West Palm Beach, Florida.
We were kind of
here from the White House.
brushing it off.
And VP Harris were both briefed, and they said there were, quote,
but it now seems that this was an assassination attempt.
A Secret Service agent reportedly opened fire at a suspected person with weapons while Trump was golfing. An AK-style firearm was recovered near the course where the shots were fired. The course was partially shut down for Trump as he played.
A Temu Gary Lake. Oh my God.
Call agents were a few holes ahead when they noticed a person with a firearm. Subjects agents fired when the person appeared to push the rifle muzzle through the fence line. The suspect, believed to be connected to a shooting, was taken into custody after they shut down I-95.
Oh, he'll be back talking about cats and dogs and Taylor Swift tomorrow. He'll give a press conference on this and fucking mention Taylor Swift and cats and dogs. Don't worry. Don't worry.
The attempted assassination at a rally in that campaign. So let's just continue to watch this here on Live Now from Fox unfold in real time as they will give us what we know, some concrete information. We'll hear from Palm Beach County Sheriff, hopefully, and also representatives of the
I'm indifferent to Taylor Swift.
Here on Live Now from Fox as they will
I mean, she still gets the boards when we erect them. Even though I like a handful of her songs. Oh, is that because I don't have the Media Winch keeps telling me to get that? What, better emojis or something that I need to activate on my channel? To be fair, Simp, other people use her plane, like she rents it out. So like her carbon emissions compared to other people, like she's not even in the top 10. Pitbull was like number 1. I just saw that the other day. Like Pitbull is number 1 in carbon emissions. The fuck? How is Pitbull still popular and why does he keep haunting me?
All right, looks like this is still going to take some time. So, Ken Gray, if you're still with me, we're going to continue just our conversation a little bit, monitoring this. And we might just, as we start, as I ask a new question, that's usually the timing of it as they will.
I don't know, like, I don't know about, like,
but
the process or whatever.
About this assassination.
But apparently, like, she's not the only person that uses her plane.
Now investigating it, and you kind of mentioned some of the criteria. Lay it out for us again as we head into this press conference. What an assassination attempt.
And when they broke it down, it was like the top 10. Pitbull surprised me, but it was like Elon Musk, Bezos, everybody you would expect.
Responsible for assault on federal agents, and they are also responsible for assault on the president or the vice president or foreign officials. And so this is why the FBI is going to become the lead federal agency, despite that the Secret Service is responsible for protection of the president, investigations, or...
It would be funny if she didn't let him use the plane. He had to fund his own transportation.
Fall under the FBI. But right now you are looking at a press conference where they are waiting for the responsible part, all the different agencies that have a piece of this to be present there. They all will want to be part of this press conference. And so that's why we've got this delay, is waiting for.
What do you mean by that, CW? Do you think somebody's jacking off to just the smell of Taylor Swift's flat ass?
To this matter, and also to make sure that they have the latest.
I mean, she ain't ugly, but she's not exactly the prettiest either.
And try to provide information that you have details of that you cannot share, or that you're not in the position to share at that point. And so that's why we're seeing a delay right now, is just simply getting the people there and making sure that they have the facts that they can share at that moment.
Yeah, that is a very good point. And I believe I asked you if we thought it would be Palm Beach, the sheriff, or Secret Service, and what
apparently it's all three
might be. And of course, we didn't know at that point, but it appears that Secret Service would be on hand from this. And maybe how much of an information can we gather from the fact that they are likely going to speak, and how much information can the Secret Service give? Because like you mentioned, they are in terms of protecting the individual, the FBI in terms of the investigation.
Tell Furl.
Provide an update.
I'm with you, my friend. There's that meme of her and Ice Spice. Like two kinds of guys. Yeah.
And consequently, they're not going to give you a lot of details.
Yes, J.D. Vance out here talking about protecting children from trafficking while he's flying around on Epstein's foreign plane.
Against the president, and that there was.
You can't make this shit up.
Or a possible problem there with it. They just don't give that information because it's not in their nature to provide details about what they do. That as a Secret Service, they are protecting the president.
Now are we getting ready to get started?
While on the other hand, the FBI, they say that's why they put the I in the FBI, is to do investigation.
Yeah.
Put the I in the FBI.
We're seeing the results of or hear about what the FBI is finding in their initial investigation, but it's all coming from other law enforcement. I'll shut up while they talk.
Yeah, all right. Well, let's get out there to this, Ken. Thanks so much. Let's listen in to what they have to say here as they're investigating this assassination attempt. Let's listen in.
We have everything. All right. So when we get done, think about your questions, because we're not going to take a lot. And keep them to the information that you heard. Don't get into what ifs, and because of this, we're not going to go there. All right. So keep that in mind, and we'll be good. So here we go. All right, 1:30 this afternoon. Call came out, shots fired. That was called in by the Secret Service. Because we're in constant contact with them all the time, we were notified of that, and we had units here that immediately sealed off the area. Fortunately, we were able to locate a witness that came to us and said, hey, I saw the guy running out of the bushes. He jumped into a black Nissan, and I took a picture of the vehicle and the tag, which was great. So we had that information. Our real-time crime center put it out to the license plate readers. And we were able to get a hit on that vehicle on I-95 as it was headed into Martin County. We got a hold of Martin County Sheriff's Office, alerted them, and they spotted the vehicle and pulled it over and detained the guy. After that, we took the the witness that witnessed the incident, flew him up there, and he identified as the person that he saw running out of the bushes and jumped into the car. Now, in the bushes where this guy was is a AK-47 style rifle with a scope, 2 backpacks which were hung on the fence that had ceramic tile in them, and a GoPro, which he was going to take pictures of. So those are being processed right now. The Secret Service agent that was on the course did a fantastic job. What they do is they have an agent that jumps one hole ahead of time to where the president was at. And he was able to spot this rifle barrel sticking out of the fence and immediately engage that individual, at which time the individual took off. So that's what we know about the investigation. We have somebody in custody right now that is a potential suspect. We got a little bit more work to do on it, but as we usually do, as soon as we decide that we're going to book him into the county jail and the charges that he's going to be booked into, we'll get those to you, and we'll get a picture of him, and we'll get you his background. So now I'm going to turn it over to the representative of the Secret Service, and he's going to make a brief statement.
Welcome in, Raiders.
Good morning, everyone. I first want to thank all of our law enforcement partners, to include the Palm Beach Sheriff's Office and the Martin County Sheriff's Office, for their involvement today. Former President Donald Trump is safe and unharmed following a protective incident shortly before 2 p.m. on Sunday at Trump International Golf Club.
Light one up, tip one back.
The U.S. Secret Service personnel opened fire on a gunman located near the property line, and this matter is under investigation. I'll turn it over to my partners over at the FBI.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jeffrey Veltri. I'm the special agent in charge of the FBI's Miami field office. The FBI has assumed the role as the lead federal law enforcement agency in the investigation of the—
Did he say weed?
—that occurred earlier today at Trump International Golf Course here in West Palm Beach, Florida. We've deployed a number of resources, including investigative teams, crisis response team members, bomb technicians, and evidence response team members as well. What we need right now is for the public to avoid the area around the golf course. We will continue to support this investigation with the full resources of the FBI, alongside our partners with the United States Secret Service and the Palm Beach Sheriff's Office, as well as Martin County Sheriff's Office and state and local law enforcement. I would ask that if anyone has any information that may assist with this investigation, to contact our tip line at 1-800-CALL-FBI or at tips, that's TIPS, .FBI.gov. Thank you.
Just the tips, please.
Hi, I'm Dave Ehrenberg, State Attorney for Palm Beach County. I want to thank Sheriff Bradshaw and our partners at the local, state, and federal levels. I'm here because our prosecutors are currently working up warrants and a motion for pretrial detention for the suspect. In that way, he will be kept in custody. But our filing of these warrants and charges at the state level does not preclude federal charges that could be coming. But in the meantime, it looks like the warrants and the pretrial detention motion will happen first. And again, I want to thank the cooperation we've had with our federal partners and at the local level. And thank you all for being here today.
Okay, we're going to make these pictures available to you. It'll show you a picture of the backpack and the rifle. And there's also a GoPro.
Be sure to refresh and follow all that good stuff. About it rated in. It's not already a member.
We're going to have to secure a couple of areas around the golf course here. The public doesn't need to panic. We know that we got a post office, a library, and a school down the street. So we'll make it convenient for you to get to all the places you need to go, get your kids to school, get them over here to the post office or wherever else you need to go. It's safe. There's no more danger here, and we'll make it very convenient for you. So having said that, we're going to take a very limited amount of questions.
Somebody punch that motherfucker square in the nose.
Sheriff, did this individual make any statements as he was being detained?
No statement right now as far as his involvement in the incident, and there's further investigation to be completed.
What was his demeanor like?
Yeah, I'm not sure if the Secret Service gentleman answered. I misunderstood, or I couldn't quite understand. So there was a rifle. So one of your agents saw on the golf course saw a rifle.
Palm Beach Sheriff Department.
Okay, so he saw that. The agent.
There's a picture of the backpacks and the rifle.
The president or the former president was on the course behind him. How close?
It was 1 or 2 holes behind.
1 or 2.
That because the bubble moves through the golf course.
So he's maybe 600, 700 yards.
He noticed that the rifle was pointed out. Our agents engaged. We are not sure right now if the individual was able to take a shot at our agents, but for sure our agents were able to engage with the subject. I don't know that.
Doesn't appear so.
Is there more?
Yep. Al.
How far away was the president? How far away was Donald Trump when this
1 hole
was caught and stopped?
I got it. Probably between 300 and 500 yards, but with a rifle and a scope like that, that's not a long distance.
For the Secret Service, how far was your agent from the would-be assailant?
That I'm not sure right now. We're still looking into that.
Reports are that 4 rounds of ammunition were fired. Were all 4 of those from your agent?
That is correct. 4 to 6. We're not sure yet.
Was there a long distance explaining why?
Yes.
And
Yes, ma'am.
WPBF 25, I was wondering how this was able to happen.
You guys went whole.
Reference, is there any security in the golf course?
I didn't hear all that. Say that one more time and talk up a little bit.
So how was this able to happen, and for future reference, is there any security at the golf course?
Well, you got to understand the golf course is surrounded by shrubbery. So when somebody gets into the shrubbery, they're pretty much out of sight. All right. And at this level that he is at right now, he's not the city president. If he was, we would have had this entire golf course around it. But because he's not, the security is limited to the areas that the Secret Service deems possible. So I would imagine that the next time he comes to the golf course, there'll probably be a little more people around the perimeter. But the Secret Service did exactly what they should have done. They provided exactly what the protection should have been, and their agent did a fantastic job.
Which direction was the shrubbery where he was? North?
He will absolutely talk about how good of a game he was.
West or south is the road?
He was shooting.
The layout of the golf course, you've got 3 holes, 5, 6, and 7. All right, one of them runs parallel to Summit Boulevard. One of them runs parallel to Congress. And he was in an area in the shrubbery where he could see both holes. So the president was another hole back, which means he's about between 400 and 500 yards away.
So he was on.
You're gonna use both holes.
Golf course, yeah, but he's back a ways.
For the Secret Service, have you guys changed at all the way that you guys are protecting former President Donald Trump? This now potential second attempt on him. Can you just elaborate on how things have changed and what you make of all this?
Yes, the threat level is high. We have increased the amount of assets that we've supported, so we live in danger times. So yes.
Because here in this stupid ass country, we let people keep their titles even after they leave office.
There's really nothing more for us to add. I just want to tell you, the Secret Service and the FBI and the State Attorney's Office have been fantastic to work with. And I can tell you right now, our agency with this real-time crime center was fabulous. That's how we got the guy. We started out with, we don't know anything, to where we had a tag.
Seriously.
And we got an area where we saw the person. So be proud.
I'll give them props on their job today.
All right. Thanks, folks.
It appears that the Secret Service and local law enforcement did an excellent job with this.
Yeah, she'll get the photos to you.
All right, you're just listening in there to.
That's what when they're saying the Secret Service was on the hole in front of him.
People on hand for.
Were they golfing as well?
Event as the FBI is now investigating what they're calling an assassination attempt against the former President Donald Trump at this golf course.
They were playing ahead.
Some of what was going on as the bubble around the former president on this golf course. A Secret Service member ahead of this group saw what they believe to be a muzzle sticking through a fence line on the exterior portion of the golf course. They confronted the individual and shots were fired. Of course, we're also seeing this picture as it is going to be out there quite a bit of what they say are an AK-style rifle with a scope, 2 backpacks, a GoPro as well. So this is the image that they were showing at this press conference of this assassination attempt. They did pursue the individual they believe that is connected to this on I-9.
We have pictures of the car. Yeah.
They said there was no statement yet from the suspect. All right, let's continue here on Live Now from Fox. Bring into the conversation national security expert Hal Kemper. Hal, thank you so much for joining us here on Live Now from Fox. I know you were just listening into that press conference. They gave some details about the suspect, what the suspect had, the pursuit, and also the threat level. They called it high. What do we make of it? What are the main focal points you saw from that press conference?
It seemed he was wanting to take pictures or he was wanting to stream or something, but we don't know exactly just yet.
Of course, as you mentioned, the bubble.
Welcome in, everyone. God damn it. Welcome to the Raiders. Sorry I didn't get to say hey to everybody individually. Carpet Dog, welcome in. Stabby, good to see you, my friend. Purgatorus. Warlord saying, what about Justin as a police simp? What? Fuck no. I am not a police simp. I am all for kicking authority in the balls.
He's kicking authority in the balls.
Simba, good afternoon. Media Winch. Welcome in, everybody. Jim Bar, my friend, so glad to see you. If I missed anybody else, I apologize. I have a car chase for you. I'm going to let you guys pick which state we're going to do the car chase from. Do you want the California car chase or the Utah car chase? I'll leave it up to you guys. Not going to tell you what happens in either of them. Both of them are apparently wild as fuck. Seems like Utah won out. Sorry, working gal. Yep. Utah. We don't get them from Utah that often. That's fair. I can understand one of you. Utah? I don't know that this is a helicopter. This is dash cam. This is dash cam footage. This happened a little less than a month ago in Utah. So once again, dash cam footage. Let me turn down his shitty ass country music he's listening to. Content warning on this one. Thank you, Mary Jane. This is some kind of Jason Aldean or Blake Shelton song. It really, really sucks. I'll give you guys audio just as soon as he turns this shit off. I mean, it is god awful. This is Salt Lake City, isn't it? What a fucking gorgeous area. Well, I don't believe he has his lights on yet. Yeah, this is Utah. You listen to country music in Utah? Energy flow. Okay, he does have his lights on. I'm gonna have to turn this song off for me. It's so god awful. Like, this is the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. Llama, good afternoon. Oh, she said, nope, not going to do it. Thank God he turned that off. Oh no, it's just in between songs. Okay, he's like listening to his playlist or something. This isn't a radio station. Because that went from a country song to this god-awful, is that the dude's name Kevin Rudolph or something? It's that Let It Rock song. I only know it because it was like a WWE pay-per-view theme one time. Oh God, he's speeding through a residential area. Fucking asshole. Finally turned that shit off. Oh my God, there it is again. Oh, he don't have to obey traffic laws while he's got his blue lights on. Oh, God. If I was a cop, I'd totally have a chase playlist. What would you guys put on your chase playlist? Nine Inch Nails would be good. A little Kenny Loggins. Rihanna, excellent choice. Bad Boys. Light one up and tip one back. Prodigy would be excellent. You still in the Discord? You want to come on for this chase? Rammstein would be excellent. Is anybody gonna come in here with us this time?
No, it's not them though.
You got audio and everything?
I do. No, but it's okay. I got I have it up on the screen. Oh, I can do now we got audio. In Discord, I had to click the button.
Oh fuck! Hold on. I'm gonna pause this for a second. Let me get Media Winch's get Media Winch up here. I must have been in a different. Hold on. Let me go to the Discord. Huh?
You got my other camera.
What?
I have two cameras.
What are you talking about?
Huh?
I have your other camera. What are you talking about?
No, I'm just no. Never mind. Forget I said anything.
I set this up like on something else the other day, didn't I? I guess you wouldn't know that.
I wouldn't know that.
Hold on, we'll get Media Winch on the screen for you because she's way prettier than I am.
I got mad early today. I had to jump on stream and fucking yell about some shit.
What'd you have to yell about?
Oh, those fucking assholes over on Poke the Dipshit's Nest on KCNR.
What? Pogo what?
So I'm on that conservative radio station, right? It was Shasta Unmasked is the only leftist show on this whole radio station.
Okay.
And there's these fucking assholes on there that have this local conservative radio show. It's only on Sundays. And they were on there talking shit about fucking Mary Rickert and saying shit about Jenny and playing clips of Dolo. And I'm like, first of all, y'all are fucking stealing my fucking shtick. Second of all, y'all are about
none of those words made sense to me, right? Like, what the fuck did you just say?
You'd be paying. Shasta is a whole other level of rabbit hole, honey. It's okay. You don't have to know all this. There doesn't need to be enough room in your brain for that. It's okay. No worries.
Well, you're like YOLO and BOLO and FOLO, and I'm like, what?
Dolores Lucero, she's the one. She goes up to the board supervisors and she talks at the meeting. She says stuff like this.
I've been on with her while she covers it, and it's not the most exciting, guys.
You guys are all full of it.
I mean, you get some good parts sometimes, but come on. All right, Media Winch is looking good over here. Boom. There we go. We got Media Winch in the corner now. All right, back to the chase. What you got to say, BB girl?
It's not coming back. Right, I'm just gonna see if he can verify the plate.
Oh, I didn't, You're gonna make me resize the fucking camera again, aren't you?
What? Why?
Oh, BB girl was like, can I jump in? I'm like, I just finished this.
Those are some beautiful mountains out there. That's no lie.
Yes.
Utah is gorgeous. Oh, they're not gonna pit him already. You can't pit him on a highway like this, bro. That's not the business.
No, but just you coming in here just completely It changes where the window is. Sorry, pee-pee girl, I'm gonna kick you out. I get like...
Oh, it's okay.
Oh shit, I kicked myself out. It just, it makes things difficult on me.
Start out here.
And now I'm in a different... It's okay. You didn't know. You didn't know. Meaty winch, pop out and come back in.
Okay, will do.
This'll fix it. Oh my god!
What?
It didn't fix it. Hold on, let me pop out. Oh my god. I am so... because I'm missing the chase. I want to watch the chase. I'm kicking you too, Meaty Winch. I'm tired of this.
Okay.
Sorry. Make me miss my police chase. So now we've got her to stop. Did anything happen that I missed out on like the last 3 minutes?
I was unable to copy that last traffic.
What the, is this dude on coke?
Copy 1 at gunpoint. What's your location?
He's pulling his gun.
Copy. Southbound just prior to park. 1 at gunpoint.
Yeah, seriously, he was like jacked up on something. Oh my god, you're gonna get AC/DC on my ass. She's taking off again. What was that gonna do? You stupid fuck. You don't have to apologize, PB girl. No worries. It's no biggie. I know I seem frustrated, but I'm frustrated with the tech, not with you. I'm also really fucking hungry. I did not eat before we started this. A girl would have made the throw. It is such a nice city. And then we'll see if we got mugshot and everything for Trump's apparent attempted assassin. Before we get out of here, and I'm going to have to prepare for the troll patrol. We're going to have enough time to eat and put the show together and be back on. I wonder how fast she's going, because it doesn't seem like they're doing a good job of keeping up with her. They're going at least 25 miles an hour. These cars are all probably slowing down, but they're maybe doing at least 50. That'd put the cop cars at least 70, 80. Oh, I was about ready to ask where Clinically is, but Clinically, unfortunately, was a casualty of that dumbass that came in here. One of his followers kept reporting Clinically, and they got a week suspension. He'll be back. Yeah, from that Coleman. That con man dude. Oh, you said Coleman. That's why I said it. Yeah, Con Man was his name, which very fitting. But luckily, Clinically was the only one. Oh, I got him suspended, Simba. It was me. I did it. Oh, and Con Man does not like me, that's for sure. We're at least 10, 15 miles, right? OPP girl, I can take the credit because I can tell you exactly what got him banned. And it was me. Yeah, I can tell you the exact moment I got him banned. We'll go over it tonight because I want to do I want to clip it for YouTube. I need to add the context because I don't have video of the second part. She has to be doing like 90. She is way fucking up there. Or no, now we're she's got traffic now and she's had to slow down. So we're getting back up on her. Both of these chases were women. Both of the chases I had for today. Oh. Quick move to go off the exit. You would think these are at least V8s. They're fucking SUV. What are these, like GMCs? I didn't really get a good look at it. Oh, I don't know what we're riding along with. I don't know if this dude's in a SUV. He might have some kind of cruiser. I know, sexist of me to not include any men. Oh my god, with his fucking music. Now, what did Miss Andy ever do to anybody? Those are some of the most common. Yeah, Llama. I don't think they use a lot of Impalas anymore, do they? Because Chevy quit making them so long ago. I think most of them are out of use. It's like you don't see Crown Vics anymore. That was a nice cop car. Are we going to a goddamn mine? Oh, gonna try to block her in. Nope, no, oh. We're doing figure eights in the parking lot. Oh, she got by. Oh, rammed her. To be fair, Carpet Dog, this is not like LA. They don't deal with chases as frequently. Soccer mom the shit out of them. Cops are generally useless. But I will say, like, we watch a lot of police chases. LA actually does know what they're doing with chases. Especially when we watch something like this, it's another municipality. They have no god. Look, he almost had the spike strips out for his buddy. Uh-oh, do they have a tire down? I believe we might be on a rim on one side at least. Oh! Yeah, that looked like it was a pretty good hit. He on rims now. Oh, we got another one. She is down at least 2 tires. Both rear tires are flat. Yeah, that dude was stupid. Why are you ramming her now? YouTube. Oh, come on. Give us a body cam. Oh, these fucks probably don't have body cams. Terry, good afternoon.
What was the last? Getting to what's your ETA?
Ramming the side, useless. Michael, good afternoon.
November 10.
If you guys are just coming in, we're going to check in with the Donald Trump news here in just a little bit.
10-4-2-4-9, copy.
White Flowers. Tadpole. Thank you for being a freaking follower. If you guys are new here, I'm Justin Freakin. We do the most absurd news, politics, current events on the internet. When everybody is good during special events, we watch police chases. A little aftercare for us. Purgatoris. I feel like Trump should just come out and say it. Be like, I'm really popular and everybody loves to try to fucking assassination and attempt me. He's apparently still not coming out of the vehicle. You can kind of see the reflection. We unfortunately...
on the south end of the Friends Road.
Fortunately, don't have a really good view. And this still goes on for a while. Oh, pepper balls. Oh, they're shooting pepper balls at her. Well, she's bound to come out now. I was way ahead of you, Perg. There's no way she's sitting in there with a fucking cloud of pepper. So apparently she is out. You can kind of see right there what's going on. She's yelling back at them.
Copy 1082 female at 1709.
I believe they have her out. I believe the door is open. You can see the door right there.
I'm having a hard time copying you. When medical gets there, what did you need?
They can come down to the scene.
Temporary copy. Bountiful, did you copy? Everyone needs to go out to the scene. Affirm, they can go in. Temporary.
Perg, you know, that's not out of the realm of possibility.
They're about 1200 North Shoreland.
Police say she fled the first traffic stop, leading police on a multi-agency chase across Davis County.
90526 Davis.
Her name is Lizar Zaburu.
Weaver's on the phone asking.
And she apparently fled because she did not want to deal with the cops. Jamie Lizaraburu. She fled because she has multiple arrest warrants. After the ball was in her car, police said the woman had followed police commands and exited the vehicle, where she was taken into custody. Hayesville police report that no one was injured. In a police affidavit, the woman was identified as 45-year-old Jamie Lizara Zaburu. She was arrested for third-degree felony for failing to stop or respond at command of an officer, and misdemeanor charges of reckless driving and driving on a suspended license, operating a vehicle without insurance, and failing to stop at the command of a law enforcement officer. According to the affidavit, Lizaburu told police she ran from the traffic stop and refused to stop because she did not want to deal with it. Well, apparently she had warrants, so she would have ended up in custody anyway, but I can assure you that what you're having to deal with is far tougher now. I just rational thinking. The cops try to arrest you. Is it more fun to run? Yeah. I'm not exactly sure what the original cause was for the stop.
Will you clear this tonight?
Nothing else really happens. Let's see if we can kind of figure it out. Fucking music he's playing. The video wasn't even all that graphic. I don't know why they had to have that kind of a warning. So she's getting ready to go by here in... I think she comes by on this side. Nope, there she is. I didn't see anything that she did. So I'm not exactly sure. She almost cuts that car off. That could have been it. She also did. She didn't signal when she did that either, did she? Nope. Yep. She almost cut that car off, and she didn't signal. So that's the reason for the stop. And then apparently when we get to the other side of, what is this, a Fitz Cafe? Does she tell the cop then that she didn't want to deal with it? All right, fuck it. We're going to watch the other one too. And then we'll check in. We'll see if we get a mugshot for the Trump assassination suspect. If you guys are just joining us, Secret Service was with Trump on the Trump International Golf Course in Florida. They spotted a barrel of a gun sticking through the shrubbery and fence. I need to eat something, yeah, but the other one's short. We're not as long as this one. I do need to eat something. I'm fucking starving. And I've also got to, put together the show for later as well. That's how that chase started. Well, I mean, my first thought process with it was that it was something that was staged. But I mean, I don't know, especially like once we get some more info on who the shooter is. And what his motivation might have been, that will help us come to a better conclusion about what was going on. All right, so we're going to... The gun was looking for a glory hole. Apparently, Secret Service opened fire on him. We don't think that he got a shot off, it doesn't seem. From what we can tell. So it appears they shot at him and he ran, and then somebody was outside and saw him and took a picture of his car. That's how they were able to find him so easily. So he is currently in custody. We should have a mugshot from him shortly. But before that, we're going to do another police chase.
Here, we're right under them. We're right on top of them with Air 7. This is one more time on the road. Northbound. And it looks like we might be getting back on the 710 freeway or onto the 710 or maybe even the... Okay, so it's the 5. So it looks like we're getting back on the southbound 5. So this person just got off the freeway.
So they were between the 101 and the 5.
Drove recklessly on Telegraph, and now you see this will probably go back on the shoulder to pass the traffic.
I just popped like 5 of you.
On the 5.
Maybe 10.
Friday afternoon. You're going to have a lot of traffic. CHP, what we're looking at is just what Air 7 is showing us. We're not quite certain the air support they have or how many vehicles are behind that one CHP officer. But this person has once again decided to drive on the shoulder. It does look like it's just one officer.
This happened on Friday, I believe it was.
following this expedition who nearly hit that the semi there, but we don't really know they're just continuing on the 5, and there's just no chance that on the
Is that a white Ford SUV?
As far as congestion, looks like Washington Boulevard again, and we're going.
We don't know for sure exactly, CSW.
Yes, they've decided to take Washington Boulevard.
The cops at the press conference couldn't say whether he fired a shot or not.
In this same area, and you've exited the freeway.
Well, apparently he was pointing it at the golf course. He had 2 backpacks hung on the fence.
That was an SUV CHP.
And he had a GoPro.
So, okay, so it stayed southbound.
And ceramic tiles? Does anybody have any idea what a bag of ceramic tiles
is very peculiar
might have been for?
Choice for this driver, because the shoulder has been where they were able to get some speed and drive, and then every time there was a
skeet shooting
back into traffic, it's just the congestion is just what
bulletproof plate with ceramic bulletproof. I thought it was
the pursuit. They would just get off of that, and so now this recklessness.
The cop could have misspoke.
There's a near.
Oh God!
There, so up on the curb into the dirt and then back because the shoulder just left. There was just nowhere for this person to go. CHP is in the same.
I mean, you're in an SUV. That's what they're for.
Right now, they haven't hit anybody, which is
miraculous.
Hit anybody in the pursuit because it started with a hit and run. But let's see now as we come under this overpass, up again on the shoulder, and here we go. So we've been on this now here.
You'll make a gigantic blue cheeseburger.
Watching this Ford Expedition, who has, for the most part, stayed on the 5 freeway.
Did have a bowl of Oreos
on an exit.
That's what Justin's going to. No wonder I'm getting fat and having like heart issues.
This is Garfield exit. Okay, so it's staying, right in that same area, and it is almost useless to.
Are they made of ceramic? Really?
Or wanting to do.
I guess I'm thinking like ceramic pots and stuff.
Another officer. There's now an SUV and this patrol vehicle, and so here we go. See if they're going to get through another one of these intersections. Coming up on that box truck there, and many times people.
I apparently have high blood pressure. Like this, that's what Curiouser, who is a nurse, told me.
CHP would never want you to do that, but that's a U-Haul box truck. The person.
She comes over and she's like, "It's cold in here," and I'm like, "I'm sweating bullets." She's like, "You got high blood pressure."
Brown on Telegraph, and this is where they really picked up speed a moment ago.
Oh God, yeah, they've taken off.
On Telegraph. And not quite sure what we're going to. Yeah, there we are again, 71. And look, they're just passing, and it's just going to catch people so by surprise when you close that gap.
Clocking them at 105.
Commute. But now, earlier we saw this person driving into the turn lane, and here we go again.
The problem with the taking meds and seeing a cardiologist, I ain't got no fucking health insurance. That's why I'm starting to think about trying to find an actual job.
An hour on Telegraph, and you can see the backup there of all these people.
For those of you who don't know, I'm an audio video editor.
But now
I work for myself as a freelancer,
and
I make more money than I could make working for like a firm,
which is just incredibly dangerous, especially given.
And make my own hours and do whatever the fuck I want to do.
Slow down quickly.
But I don't have health insurance.
The sheer.
It's a common issue.
Any type of collision is just. It's just going to be a horrific accident. So now this is near the Citadel outlets, and look at the congestion and the speed that this vehicle is maneuvering through that traffic.
Yeah, mitochondria, that's the problem, isn't it?
Very stable and able to be maneuvered.
I'm going to go make a gigantic burger with bacon. I have bacon.
When there's so many people, you're
covered in blue cheese and
freeway. You see the 5 freeway off in the distance.
Vermont white cheddar.
We're behind that building, that parking garage.
I'm going to roast the buns in the grease from the burger.
Yet. It looks like that's it right there.
Loaded up with mayo and mustard.
Air 7 is maybe listening. Yeah, I went under the freeway there, bottom, just by the Air 7 of the ABC.
Lettuce, tomato.
That's it, or is that a silver? That might, we might.
It will be a tasty burger.
Here for a second. There they are. There's CHP and there's the vehicle. So.
CSW, I don't eat a lot of processed foods. I've cooked virtually everything from scratch.
Is this still Telegraph?
So, like, I made my own blue cheese dressing last night. Like, I make everything from scratch. I make my own potato chips and French fries and shit. So,
driving,
I'm pretty much in control of the salt that I take
in the same area. But this is the same repeated action that we've just really struggled with.
That's what a lot of people that have sodium, their sodium intake, they're eating a lot of,
on these surface
frozen foods
that are,
and
not
fast
freeway
food.
speeds, certainly. But the one thing is we've seen this person make it through these intersections really without causing too much in the way of
that sounds good.
Outside of just the general speed going through, no cars, no near misses.
I love a pico.
So far, this person has been
I
able
love
to get
food.
through these intersections with unscathed. And
I'm sorry, you get me talking about food, I'll go off.
Standard to be.
I'm also very hungry right now.
Again, into oncoming traffic, using the turn lanes, over into the wrong.
I often make a cheese sauce for my burgers since I've got the grease from the burger in there anyway.
Some of these trucks move off to the side.
And that's another reason why I'm.
And now here you are again, people crossing crosswalks.
Oh, the OJ chase was boring. I remember that shit.
On the move. So this chase began again as a hit and run.
And I just recently rewatched The People versus OJ.
Suspect.
That was kind of fresh in my mind.
And then got on the 5 freeway.
But this is indeed a Ford SUV in LA.
Using the shoulder to navigate around the heavier traffic, but now off of the freeway. Actually,
pretty much flow.
I'm told. So we.
However, I already cooked the bacon. I made the bacon last night because I had a big ass salad.
East LA area, and again, look at this.
Oh God!
The median and into oncoming traffic with CHP right behind when they approach. Now you start to see multiple CHP vehicles. We're not sure if everyone is CHP. It could be a.
But I did not use the bacon grease for anything last night. I usually do.
This person.
I'd usually make something else with the bacon grease.
Curbs. Passing which boulevard, you said? Beverly Boulevard. So passing Beverly Boulevard.
Oh, yeah, I use them for all kinds of, like, I usually put the grease to good use of everything.
Coverage right now. There's no one in the helicopter, so that's the reason why we are just describing what we see with you.
Oh, man, Chris Christie isn't in the helicopter?
We have Chris Christie back in as well, but Ellen, it's just...
That's how many of these chases we watched that I knew the reporter's name.
It becomes to drive more erratically. You can really see the difference as it's picked up. You know, at first it was pretty benign, and now it seems like it's really escalating.
Well, I love that term. I mean, it was just benign on the freeway because the person wasn't yielding.
Okay, for those, I've watched so many of these. The most successful, you go into like a parking garage and then run on foot.
Traffic is coming.
That seems to be the way you get away.
Well paved and
so everyone remember that.
Prefer not because of these types of
Oh God!
Exactly, and then you see that car is such a heavy car. You know, for it to stop it on a dime is going to be impossible. You see these people that are crossing the.
That car ain't nothing. We watched what was it, a utility truck
on the freeway
in Maryland?
One person on the.
And it just pushed the cops out of its way. It was awesome.
And then this person drove over the median, which was rock and trees and shrubbery. So they're clearly not intending to stop anytime soon.
I'm not telling you
so we're just
how to keep your goods. I'm just telling you what seems to be the most successful method to run from the cops.
We're looking at, but we can tell you that they've not really left the site of the 5 freeway recently. They've been north and south, and even
we watched one the other day where a dude stole multiple cars. I don't know if it was 3.
Atlantic.
I think he stole 2
on Washington Boulevard, and this person has just kind of been driving around, and we really have no idea what they're thinking.
Like they went under an underpass, and then they stole a car under the underpass.
In the vehicle, Philip, or do we know?
The only thing we know is that it's a female driver, apparently, and then we're trying to figure out if anybody is in the vehicle. And you would hate to see, kids or anything in the vehicle, but
Odd Job John.
We can't really see in the back.
Oh my God, that sounds amazing.
Coming through another one of these intersections.
Oh, I love smoked pork.
Traffic.
Oh man, you just made my dick hard.
Watching and paying attention. Clearly, thankfully, there's no traffic, but into the oncoming lanes. So that's when you really start to wonder, especially because we can't see beyond what Air 7 is showing us.
Yes.
So we don't know if somebody's coming in that lane or not.
Going on westbound Cesar Chavez right now, taking a very strange right-hand turn there from the...
Oops, no, don't apologize.
And definitely picking up speed. You know, once East LA right now...
Cesar Chavez, the
heard of those other cars.
former leader of Venezuela.
Look at that.
She was
on 69 miles per hour.
Due to traffic.
Yes, I know who Cesar Chavez is.
Enough traffic.
I was making a joke.
She's gotten off the freeway that people are going to be at risk, like right there.
Oh God! What in the fuck is she doing?
And she's wanting to get onto the right shoulder or right side, and it's just, we've been fortunate so far that nobody's been hit.
Certainly have. And again, this started in Hesperia. Now we are in...
Cesar Chavez is a famed labor leader.
And, you know, we come around these corners, but
solidarity.
The road we're on, this is when she really starts to pick
Hugo
up.
Chavez was the
Venezuelan
president.
People who aren't ready for somebody.
Sometimes I just say things for humor.
45-mile-an-hour speed limit in this area, maybe 50, but she's been going 85 miles an hour down these roads.
It's when they get a straight shot with the radar.
Getting ready to, before long, get out of school.
So sometimes they can't give you a speed because
seen a lot of different things, and
they can't get a good shot at it, but they should have it right now.
Somebody could just be walking along and in a crosswalk and have no idea what was bearing down on them.
Yeah, especially she's barely
right
through
there.
These intersections like that.
And you have a cross guard with children walking across the street right there. That's exactly what it's 2:30.
Oh, goodness.
So that's when people are going to eventually and look
at
going in the right lane and then trying to make that turn very quickly, and then now we are back onto. Well, we've got a left turn lane. That's a left turn lane that she's in, and now she's going to slide over to the right.
Oh, geez.
So not
slide to the right.
Ramona Boulevard, and we're going to go
slide to the left.
I think that's what it is.
Okay.
But yes,
gotcha, y'all.
Boulevard, and somehow
one hop this
able
time.
To stay away from much in the way of traffic when she's off the freeway.
Thank goodness. And you figure it's going to pick up a little bit, you know, Friday afternoon. And like you said, school's going to be getting out any minute if it's not out already. And that's when it gets a little more dangerous. People out on the roads and trying to get home and just filling up their...
this is L.A., so the cops, they follow. They don't chase.
And I know a lot of people would like to see a pit maneuver, but with this speed...
A lot of people would like to see a pit maneuver.
When she gets off the freeway and has really picked up the speeds, it's too fast.
They will shut down a street or something.
Try the pit maneuver at that speed, and the size of the vehicle.
Because they don't want to
is going to make it a lot more difficult.
harm any pedestrians or civilians.
CHP, even if they are able to get right up on them.
Yeah, because that's a full-size SUV there.
Yeah,
I don't think you can pit maneuver that.
It's going to be a V8 engine. It's going to be it's going to be fast. The acceleration is not going to be that good, but it can get to a high rate of speed. And again, as I mentioned,
it got some torque to it.
They don't slow down very quickly.
Right, exactly.
It's not like a vehicle that you can just stop and maneuver very quickly. They are somewhat top heavy, but not really. I mean, not for somebody who's used to driving it. So it's just a big, strong vehicle, and you'd hate to see somebody get hit at a high rate of speed with that.
Now in the southwest San Gabriel Valley, and you figure that she's more than likely distracted too. So is she really going to pay attention to where she's going? Maybe she's on the phone. We don't know her state of mind or if she's on anything.
We have seen too many suspects be on the phone during a chase.
That's
what was that?
And let's see if that caused any damage.
Oh.
Okay.
What?
She's getting out. It's going to be a V8 engine. It's going to be a very.
We got to see what happened again.
The acceleration is not going to be that good, but it can get to a high rate of speed. And again, as I mentioned, and you talked about it, they don't slow down very quickly.
Right, exactly.
It's not.
Did she run over? I don't think that was a spike strip from the cops or anything.
Somewhat top heavy, but not really.
Yeah, but did it blow her tire out when she hit it?
For somebody who's used to driving it. So it's just a big, strong vehicle, and you'd hate to see somebody get hit at a high rate of speed with that.
Now in the southwest San Gabriel Valley, and you figure that she's more than likely distracted too. So is she really going to pay attention to where she's going? And maybe she's on the phone. We don't know her state of mind or if she's on anything, but yeah, look at that. Just
right through.
Oh, she did lose the transmission. Simp is right. That's why it popped up like that.
So now she's getting out, and it looks as if she's going to try to run away. And that is going to put an end to this chase fairly quickly because
it will.
Right behind her. You were saying we don't know, but she has not.
Yep, that can happen. It popped. I had a girlfriend it happened to in her truck.
And now
she's walked right toward the police officer. She kind of made it easy for him.
And they were going to.
They had a no, don't put the puppy on her.
No kidding.
So she is taken into custody, and it who knows? It might have been that.
One more time. Oh God.
Now, let's see. I mean,
not a speed bump. The transmission fell out of the bottom of her vehicle.
It's just a big, strong vehicle, and you'd hate to see somebody get hit at a high rate of speed with that.
Now in the southwest San Gabriel Valley, and you figure that she's more than likely distracted too. So is she really going to pay attention to where she's going?
I'm glad we got a good shot of it happening because this is wild. Look at this.
On anything, but yeah, look at that. Just
right through a stop sign.
It popped a good 6 or 7 feet in the air.
Let's see if that caused any damage. Okay, so now she's getting out, and it looks as if she's going to try to run away. And that
did she put her phone in her pocket?
Fairly quickly because officers were right behind her. You were saying we don't know, but she has not driven in the last 30 minutes as if she was under the influence.
Okay.
And now
she's walked right toward the police officer. She kind of made it easy for him.
And they were going to, and guess what's easy for her?
I don't think the transmission, it doesn't fall all the way out. Like
taken into
the front of it falls and it causes your fucking vehicle to come up.
Like
it'd still be attached in the back to like the back axle.
The road, the drainage canal startled her. Because if you've ever been in a car that hits one of those canals on the road, it is.
Yeah, my girlfriend that happened to her, like
we can rewind.
Jumped her back end up like 10 feet in the air.
Expedition came off the ground.
Yeah, sure did.
And it either startled her or jarred her, but she was
I think she jumped out of the vehicle because it wasn't going anywhere.
And CHP was able to. It looks like other officers are involved in this too. Maybe that was Southgate, could be LAPD. But other officers were there ready because they were right behind her.
Right, yeah. This is on Dozier Street now, so at least she's in custody. She's going to be off the road, thank goodness, and taking people out of the danger zone again.
And nobody was hurt.
Yeah.
Nobody was hurt. So Eyewitness News at 3 o'clock is coming up in just 30 minutes, and you will be with
the Troll Patrol Live coming up in 2 hours.
Lights of this chase. We'll return you.
Let's get the update on whatever the latest is on the Trump situation.
That's how this day began, and it ends now with an apparent second assassination attempt against Donald Trump.
It's remarkable, and we'll learn more about just how serious this attempt was, but it sure seems like it was a very serious attempt. I just heard from one law enforcement source who has been briefed on this, who said that the former president was only about 400 yards away when this attempted assassin or apparent attempted assassin.
I would expect we get a mugshot. We'll get
effective rate
comments from Trump.
47, I am told, is about 300 yards.
We don't get him in the next little bit.
He was.
I will have them tonight on the Troll Patrol.
Process of sweeping the holes ahead of where the president would be going. We've been told he was on the 5th hole of that golf course. So this, if the Secret Service had not spotted that muzzle, and think about that, spotting apparently the muzzle of the weapon through a leafy area and a fence.
God is on our side, or God is on my side. Oh,
and how close.
It was God be with us, or no? It's God is on our side. That was what was on the Nazi
didn't because we
belt buckles, wasn't it?
Something like that in Butler, Pennsylvania, and the Secret Service reacting this time. I want to bring in Jay O'Brien. Jay, you know this area well. You worked in West Palm Beach for a long time, so you know what kind of detail is down there with both the former president and just when anybody is down there with security. What can you tell us about that area and how they secure it?
Well, it's important to remember, Phil, that this is not Mar-a-Lago. When you think about Donald Trump in South Florida, you think about Donald Trump being at Mar-a-Lago, his private club, which is on an island, Palm Beach. His golf course, there is no golf course attached to Mar-a-Lago. It's the place he plays golf every single time he's down there, typically, is what's called Trump International. That's in West Palm Beach. It's across the bridge from Mar-a-Lago. He has to drive in a motorcade to get there, and that's why you've seen those images, for example, of the motorcade going back over the bridge after this incident to get Trump back to his club. And the reason why it's important to
I thought Mar-a-Lago had a golf club.
Course is in, as you're seeing on your map there, a part of the city of West Palm Beach. It's not far from the airport. There's a library across the street from it. There's gas stations. There's a Dunkin' Donuts near there, and the list goes on. It's in a populated area that in large part is accessible to the public. And one of the things I've spoken to law enforcement sources down there in the immediate aftermath of this event that sticks out to them is that this suspect, police say, was in the bushes, in the shrubbery and the fence line that essentially juts up right up against the golf course.
Well, okay, so
tell me, has been a problem that law enforcement.
The agents are probably at least 100 or 200 yards away from the fence.
Sometimes they're not supposed to be there. The police usually tries to clear you out if Trump.
So they might not have had a good shot at him.
Have been there in some instances, snapping pictures and video of Trump playing golf, and the police have tried to usher them away when they can. But that is largely, oftentimes, been an unsecure area because while it's within the perimeter that law enforcement keeps an eye on, it's not within the immediate perimeter that surrounds Donald Trump when he plays golf. That perimeter, in a way, law enforcement sources tell me, travels with Trump as he goes from hole to hole. That's another thing to keep in mind here is that advance team that was out ahead of Trump as he was going from hole to hole, they are the ones, as we've heard repeated over the course of this broadcast, who noted this individual, saw him at the fence line and engaged with him. But point being, this area where this shooter was, law enforcement sources in the Palm Beach County area tell me, has long been a concern of theirs because of how close someone could get to the former president when he was playing golf.
And because of how populated it is.
The gunman was spotted by a Secret Service agent poking the muzzle of a gun through a fence at the golf course. As part of the security protocol, the agent had been one hole ahead of Trump. The Secret Service agent fired at the suspect. It is unclear if the suspect fired back at the agent. The suspect then fled the wooded area, got into a black vehicle, and fled the scene. Witness took a picture of the vehicle, including its license plate. The information allowed law enforcement to quickly locate and detain the suspect. A backpack, GoPro camera, firearm scope, and an AK-47 style rifle were recovered where the suspect had been near the golf course. The Palm County Sheriff said it appeared the suspect sought to film himself. The sheriff said the suspect was about 400 to 500 yards away from Trump. The FBI had earlier confirmed that the incident was being investigated as an attempted assassination.
To people, white supremacists, to a resurgence of Al-Qaeda and ISIS.
Sorry, burrito.
And a massive surge, they say, in threats of political violence. So that was all on the table before the assassination attempt in Butler in July. So law enforcement officials now, literally their hair has been on fire. They've been super concerned. And a lot of them said that the incident at Butler, Pennsylvania, confirmed that they were on the right track, that their concerns were warranted. And now, with this incident today, law enforcement, I can't tell you, they're emphasizing that they're treating this with the utmost seriousness. And I do think that going forward, the rhetoric that everyone is spouting, law enforcement is, at least to me, encouraging people to tamp it down because they've got a...
Who's spouting this rhetoric, son?
Day.
Absolutely is. Pierre, thank you.
Who's the one spouting rhetoric?
Here as well. And Jack, you're following some of the security protocol that we've seen even before.
All right, I am going to have to get out of here in order to eat some food and get prepared for the Troll Patrol, 8 p.m. Eastern. If you are new here, do follow the channel. Come back, the actual show, the Troll Patrol Live, 8 p.m. Eastern, Sunday through Thursday. We find out what that news be doing, the most absurd news, politics, and current events on the internet. But I never leave you without a cute animal video.
Thank you for riding with Mo Mountain Mutts. Do you guys like a complimentary turkey chip with your bus ride? Here.
Mo Mountain Mutt's one of my favorites.
We have Carl.
Puppy Bus is always a fun watch. Carl tried to give him another one.
Louie.
Louie was so timid.
Max. Lentil.
And I've got a hell of a show for you tonight that just completely got upended. We were going to talk about Laura Loomer. We're going to talk about threats against a hospital in Springfield, Missouri. Several schools had to be shut down.
Nina.
We got a lot of shit to go over tonight on the show.
Echo?
Echo! Echo drooling.
Monty? Whiskey?
Whiskey.
Indiana? And Amaro. Please stay in your seats until we get to your house. Pause to yourself. Tails out of the aisles. Murray and Lentil, you two are sitting in the emergency exit. Are you both willing and capable of offloading the pups in a remote chance of an emergency? Thank you for your service.
If you are watching on Twitch, I'm getting ready to do something that's going to be hilarious.
Do you guys like a complimentary turkey chip?
Oh, nope, I can't do it. He won't let me. I'm banned. Because I'm banned from the channel, I can't raid into him. It was going to be so fucking funny. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I can't do it. It would have been amazing.
Back up. Louis?
I'm so horrible. Let's go see Hildebeest.
Lentil?
Hildy will take real good care of you. If you're watching on Twitch, we're going to go say hey to Hildebeest. I can't do my usual sign-off because it's the middle of the day. So, if you want to hear it later, come back for the Troll Patrol at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Nina?
Don't do anything I wouldn't do. However, that doesn't limit your options very much at all. We'll see you at 8 p.m. Eastern on the Troll Patrol, live.
Echo?
I think I was that bad of a game. I needed some help to get through it because I'm no good at games, but I feel very good about myself that I completed it. Hi, Justin. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, my gravy. Hi. Welcome in. Welcome in. Cheers very much for the raid. How was your stream? I hope you had an amazing stream, Justin.
Shit weasel.
Thanks for the follow. Welcome in. Who's all here? Who's all here? Oh my God. Fuzzy Simba. Hi. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hi. Pee-pee Girl 420. Hi. Welcome in. So the assassin you missed? You missed an assassin? Oh, okay. So you guys were talking about, yes, another person had mentioned that in stream here that I guess, but we're not gonna